I on that, the backtrack one, and I was like, look, that's when I had a neck. I was looking, I was like, oh,
Look, I had a neck once upon a time.
and mind you, back then I didn't think I had one. I didn't think I had a neck back then. Happy birthday, Leah! Hello. We are
Happy
very
birthday, Leah.
I was just thinking, who we haven't seen in a hot minute? Green. Hello, Pluribus. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Leah. Hello, everybody. Hi, Matt!
Moon.
Well, I do have news to share, but mine is not as great as hers. So I'm going to let Miss Horror Emorata take the floor because I'm so proud of her.
I really wish it was more exciting. I'm just finally under 370. I stepped on the scale and I was 369.8 today.
69. Nice.
Yes, nice. So,
hi, Esteban.
I have entered a whole new I don't know. A set of 10.
Weight class.
Yeah, whole new weight class. I'm still at the top of the weight class, but it's a new one.
So I was very proud when she told me about that. And she's been working really hard. Starvation is fantastic these days. Poor people. That's how we do. Mm-hmm. That's how I'm going to have to do. Because
if you can't exercise, at least you cannot eat.
That's true. And they do say that technically exercise is not as important to weight loss as what you eat.
Yep. Or don't eat.
Or don't eat. So true. That is so true. And I'm going to have to get used to that for a hot minute. Some new development happened extremely quickly in my neck of the woods, kids. There is no more restaurant. Not because I got fired, but because the restaurant literally is no more. It shut down very, very quickly. Not for any other reason than, one, my boss finally realized that being sick, and I don't think if I went into detail with you guys, I know that Horror knows. So my boss has cancer. And hi, Silvar.
I'm just about there, Silver. Soon I'll be smaller than you.
She will. She will. She gonna be down to the 320s.
Someday.
That's gonna be by the end of this year, I bet. She's already on the way. Listen, have faith. It's my birthday for 20 more minutes. Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Leah.
So my boss has breast cancer. She's had breast cancer for quite some time. And so she has been, the problem with my boss, I adore her, and she's a little Energizer bunny. The problem is that she always downplays, and she always assumes she's not going to be as affected by something as she is. And then when that sucker punch hits her, she's like, why am I like this? So, gee, we can't tell. And so she fast realized chemotherapy saps the shit out of you. Like, saps the almighty shit out of you. And, before she would always sit there and again, if you guys don't realize, I'm a smart ass, so my friends are smart asses. So she would always look at me, she goes, I don't know how you do it. And I'm like, what? And she goes, walk. And I whenever this bitch says to me, I want to sucker punch her, I swear to God. Because she just literally looks at me, she goes, I don't know how you're able to function. She goes, I gained 5 pounds and I feel like I am a bowling ball. She goes, you are very strong to be able to walk around the weight that you have. And so she never used to complain about being tired. Not unless she was going a couple of days, with less food. Every day she was like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm falling asleep. It got to the point where we had to install a bed in the upstairs storage unit for her to lay down sometimes because it was that bad. And she got an offer from someone.
An offer she couldn't refuse.
And and it was a very good offer, and things fell into place. And so she calls me for a meeting and asks me if we should do it. And I'm like, you're asking me? And I was like, does this mean I'm out of a job now? That's the next answer. I am not technically out of a job, guys. because I'm going to be her social media person when we take the restaurant and turn it into a food truck. And this new restaurant that is coming in, I'm going to be handling their social media as well. And we are hoping, so that way no one loses their job, to open a very small, with her not involved, a very small restaurant where just the associates that were already part of the team, Honest Tom, my boss's son, Diane the waitress, and I would run it, and she merely be the owner, the benefactor. And that is the idea. So while she is away in another country on the other side of the fucking world, I and Honest Tom will be taking him to get his driver's license and to take him to learn to make sushi, because well, I will let Horror talk once.
I'm good. I'm good. Don't you keep going. You keep telling your thing.
And I'm gonna have Honest Tom learn to make sushi just in case. And then the other half of the week, I'm going to be going to the new owner, or the new restaurant, taking content, making content for them, and then going with my boss's son to traverse the wilderness of North Kakalaka to try and find a location for the new frontier that we as a group will be facing. So, and that's on top of getting the food truck started. So a lot of Moon is actually the one who noticed most. Moon was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "How? I didn't even lay a hint down." So I don't know if you guys have been worried. I know I realized, checking back, I've been rather quiet this week. I haven't posted much. I haven't commented much. I haven't interacted much, and that's why. I literally have been running around ragged, and then we had to announce to town that we were going to be shutting down and that my boss had cancer, because no one knew. We had to lie to everybody. Since October, we've been lying to town that nothing's wrong. No. The chef is not in because she is out taking care of things. And that's the reason why Cassie is always here. And that's the reason why Cassie's always running the restaurant and cooking and serving and washing dishes. That's why. She's just being a good old restaurateur. Now they know why. And so Saturday and Sunday, I literally washed dishes for an accumulative time of 11 hours straight. Saturday night from 6:20 until 10 p.m., I washed dishes. Sunday from 12:30 to 7, I washed dishes. So Star Sun's knees are fucking shot. I'm gonna tell you that right now. At one point, my boss's son, because God bless him, he's the sweetest guy. He was like coming up and was like, "Okay, all right," and he literally rubbed the center of my shoulders because I was like, I couldn't feel my back. And none of us ate. Sunday, it was so, guys, if we were busy like that every week, she wouldn't have been tempted by the new restaurateur, because he got screwed over by the town he opened a restaurant in.
Government sucks.
It really, I can't go into details because, but the point is, she is doing a good thing by helping him out, and it's better for her. It's just, once again, your girl Star Sun has to completely rework everything. I don't know how many times I'm going to do this with you guys. Like, I feel so bad. You guys just keep on this roller coaster with me. But either way, hi, sheep. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening. I was going to say hi and go, but Star Sun got me hanging on every word. Hi, Silvar. And so you're just busy with life, to say the least. And, guys, all of my regulars, if you want me to reiterate this tomorrow on the art stream, great. But that's what's going on with me that I can think of at the top of my head, because there was probably a lot more. There was a lot more. But anyways, so, Horror, how was your week?
I have a dog in heat.
Did the diaper fall off?
No. However, this morning at about almost exactly 6 a.m., someone decides that someone's a little too close to his girl, and
fight.
Oh yeah. And it's not really a fight. I really need to record it one day because Sydney is such a fucking pushover. Rudy even looks at him sideways and he just flops over and puts his legs in the air like nothing. Like, I mean, he's just such a goddamn pushover. The dog, he could beat the fuck out of his daddy if he decided to, but he's not going to. He's just such a sweet dog. He would never do it. And that's what Rudy's worried about. But he doesn't get his balls, so it's not a worry. So yeah, that was a fun way to be woken up. Oh, and someone shit at the foot of the bed. Do you want to know how I found it?
Oh, not with the foot of the bed. Oh.
As I was stepping over to make sure that nobody had gotten hurt, and it was cold, like fucking icy, squishy cold.
The beauty of pet ownership is when your pet is not happy and you have to figure out why. And you've got to do all the experimentation. I've been there.
Oh, no, I know who it was and I know why they did it.
Oh, so
it was Grace because she's in heat.
How'd she get the diaper off?
She doesn't have a diaper on. He has a wrap on.
Oh, he has oh yeah, we got the dick wrap.
It's easier to... It's remarkably easy to wrap a male dog because you don't have to worry about them shitting in their diaper. Whereas if you put the diaper on the female, you get a 50-50 chance that when they poop, that little hole will actually not catch the poop.
Oh my God, that was the other thing. My dad went in the hospital.
Is he okay?
My dad got a surgery and then he had to go back in because he had complications from the surgery. And so I haven't been allowed to see my dad for like 3 weeks.
Oh shit.
Because of him. He won't let me come over.
Shit. Is he worried you're going to yell at him?
I don't know, but you talking about the cold dog poop reminded me. I don't know why. My dad, because if you guys don't know, for any of you that are unfamiliar with me, since I see there's almost 50 people watching us, holy shit, hi.
Hi, 50 people.
My father is a Vietnam veteran and he is left-handed and he has trigger finger. Really bad. And so he had to get this all operated on. Oh yeah, by the way, battle wound from the dishes. He got attacked by a pot.
Those things are evil.
Yeah, they're especially those big ass like stew pots. Shit was huge. He had to get surgery on his arm. And then the problem is, fun fact, if you go under anesthesia, it can actually trigger hiccups that are so bad, they can cause a heart attack, which is why he had to go back in the hospital.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So I was telling Horror before I got on. I'm tired of being the interesting one. Can someone, every time shit like this happens, I hear my boss from Mattress Firm. And for you that don't know the story, he looked at me once. This was back when I had the Wall of Humanity in my house, which if you guys want to know, I'll tell you tomorrow on tomorrow's stream. He looks at me, he goes, when you tell me about your life, I don't believe it. It doesn't sound real. And I'm like, I don't appreciate that, sir. I was like, imagine how I feel living it, sir.
I can't escape it. It's just here.
It's here. And it's here to stay. Speaking of here to stay, guess who's here to stay? Guess who's going nowhere? Just take a guess.
Sunny and Luna?
They ain't going
nowhere.
Because Ray's now fiance is exceedingly allergic. Exceedingly. Like, can't breathe. She's God bless this young lady. She has walked into my house. Newcomer, since there's clearly quite a few of you. There's a lot of animals in this house. You can't see them, but they're here.
Some of them may show up eventually.
Well, now he's moving away. So real life Fellini. I feel like this is an insult, Silvar. The hell's a Fellini film? Someone help me. I hope my dad. Thank you, Esteban. My dad's stubborn as fuck, but he will be fine. We had to do a kind of Mission Impossible thing. Fuck, it's what we should have done yesterday. I'm stupid. Now I feel dumb. Can you name one animals after me? No, James, I cannot. It's not how it works. I can't shout James. Just because then I gotta have a Jesse. It doesn't work. And then I'll have to have a Meow. And that's just fucking wrong. So I can't do that. And then Starman will have to be able to name something Bark Ruffalo. And that's
Yeah, we don't want to go down that road.
He's been begging me for years. He wants to name either one Harry Potter or Bark Ruffalo. And I'm like, there are so many reasons why that is not happening. He's like, I should be able to get to name one. Yeah, if you do a good name. You ain't picking good names. You picking shit names.
And how many of those are already out there?
Probably a lot. Like, excuse me, like if you guys notice, I didn't name the typical names in my household, I didn't do. They came with them. So like Athena, Sunny, Luna, all those names, those came from somewhere else, kids. That wasn't me. I didn't do that. I'm not a basic bitch. I may be big. Shut up. Don't shut up.
All I'm gonna say is pumpkin spice.
I knew you were gonna say it. Murray Rothbard, Artemis. No, Artemis is the same person that named Athena, named her dog Xena and her other cat Artemis. Artemis got rehomed. Xena got rehomed. I did not get to either of them. I still didn't fucking name them. Oh, and Daisy. Daisy came with her name too. You don't see no spots, you don't see no fluffies. There's like so many, like I go over the list of most common pet names and I avoid them all like the devil. I'm not going through that, because the problem is that when you go to the vet's like, who's your dog? And let's say you say a big popular one is Loki or Thor. You're gonna have to compete with 5 billion fucking dogs, or a Bella. There's 2 million Bellas out there. I'm not doing that shit. Isn't Luna from Sailor Moon? That is exactly where Sunny and Luna got their names from. He would not name it Artemis, because I said, if you're going to name Luna because of Sailor Moon, you should name Artemis as the other one. He went, I don't like that. It's like, okay. Artemis is a rooster name because they are foul. I loved the Artemis Fowl books when I was a kid.
I never read them.
I love them. That's why I was so pissed when Disney got a hold of them. I was like, no, I won't even look at it. I won't even touch the Artemis Fowl series because of FOUL. I ain't touching that. And for anyone, so there's so many new faces. Come here. All the way, buddy. Come here. You want to meet people? Hup. I know I woke you up from a sleep. No. Do not go over that way, because then you're going to touch the buttons. Hop up. Come on. I know, big shakes. Come on, your audience awaits. Hop.
They want to see you. Come on.
He just woke up, so.
Oh, there's Orion.
Baby. There's the big boy. PS5
No.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth?
No. That's the answer. But I'm a purist, so I'm not the best person to ask. I'll be entirely honest.
They're going to redo fucking Final Fantasy VII.
They're not redoing it. So instead of releasing it as one game, they're doing it as multiple parts. So this is the second part. Hey, Happy Dino. Good to see you, man.
Hello. And guest.
Well, technically, he's on my channel, so you do look like the guest.
That's true. That's true. I think my 12-year-old self might have liked it, but the president dang me. Well, the thing is, the Artemis Fowl books were written for kids. Like,
so was The Hobbit.
Yeah, like the Artemis Fowl books are just directed. It's through the eyes of a 12-year-old. Wow, a cat named Entiri would be big. Ooh, that's actually a really cool name. All right, Silvar, you better keep that in mind if I get another cat at some point. Hopefully not soon. So you guys, who remembers the story of the European hornets? The day I found out I had European hornets on my property. It was this month, 5 years ago. Picture it. Star Sun, the beginning of the pandemic. She's observing kittens under her porch. She's leaning over. All of a sudden, she hears a very loud helicopter above. It is super loud. She can feel it vibrating in her ears. She's like, I can hear it. all of a sudden, now when I'm sitting on my porch, okay, you have to realize something. Here's my porch. Here's the wall to my house. Here's the roof. And then there's the yard. So why am I hearing the helicopter right here between me and the window? Hi, Tony. Why am I hearing the helicopter here? I turn and there is a hornet this big, eye level with me. That was the day I realized European hornets were a thing. Hello to 70 people. Hi. I don't know what magic in the algorithm we smacked tonight, but hello.
Well, I know we have 42 over on my Twitter.
Ooh, nice. What did you do?
I made a rant last week, and it like went everywhere.
Yes, this is true. Okay. Long story short, on my part, there might be kittens under my porch, so I'll update you guys with photos. You guys need to hear about this. I was so proud of her. Go on.
All I did was say what I thought. That's the only thing. I said the things I thought in the way I think them, and then people decide to share them everywhere. Now, what I happen to think is that I am an old woman who's been in gaming since always, my entire freaking life. Gaming has never been not inclusive, and overall, I'm getting really tired of having women misrepresented in video games. I'm tired of these insulting representations of femininity and strength. They're not either. They're basically just angry men who hate other men and women. They just hate everybody. And so they're assholes. And I do not identify with that.
It's a big, strong woman because she just hates everything.
And she bosses everybody about and gets what she wants. She doesn't have to compromise on anything. And I'm sorry, that's not reality. Well, I mean, that's not identifiable. Let's put it that way, because we all have to compromise. We all fail sometimes. And the best thing about playing a video game is getting through those points where you fail and improving and getting better and having fun and not playing just a bitch. If I want to play a bitch, I'll go outside.
I'll live my normal life.
Exactly. I don't want to do it in a video game. And yes, I'm sorry, in a video game, I want to be sexy. I live in a fat ass body all the time. What's wrong with playing a sexy woman?
My issue with it is that we have no problem putting sexy men because plenty of video game men are sexy as fuck.
Most
and I am happy to say that. I don't understand why it has to be bad, because the thing is, you are in a fantasy. You are suspending belief. You are taking yourself out of the moment. Why is it in every single book the prince is always handsome and the protagonist is always pretty, even though secretly she's not? It's the whole glasses kind of trope. Because you're in a fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
You are in a fucking fantasy. And all these people keep like, well, it's not realistic. It's a zombie apocalypse. The fuck are you expecting it to be realistic? You're in the middle of going through a fucking
I'm climbing a goddamn dragon. Realistic what?
Like,
okay, so there's gravity. That's technically realistic, but
okay. It's like the problem is, and again, this is the whole politicizing of everything. It turns everything into a social issue, because now they're not oppressed. Okay, the fuck you doing? They're not oppressed in real life, so they have to find ways to feel oppressed everywhere else. They can't have this happen. They can't have that happen, because then that's obviously putting into the grape culture. That's putting into this. That's putting into that. It cheapens a lot of these things, because the thing is, like, things that I would have taken seriously at one time, I just simply don't anymore, because every time I turn my head, it's a new version of this, and the patriarchy, the this, the that, the objectification. You don't want to be objectified, but then if somebody does an OnlyFans, you cannot make fun of them for doing it, and they should be able to make money off of being OnlyFans. But don't objectify them, but you better pay into it to objectify them.
It all makes no sense. But I mean, for me, the big problem with a lot of those people is if they're not oppressed somehow, if they're not being held down somehow, then it means that their problems are their fault, and then they have to actually work on them. as opposed to blaming somebody else. They can't handle that. And so it has to have that. Even their video games can't handle that the character might have some kind of internal flaw that they have to overcome and move on.
I'm gonna tell you what, guys, you are on top of it tonight with these fucking comments because
I never liked pink, so that makes sense.
But it's true. She's right though.
She is
right.
Like I said, it just makes sense. I never liked pink, so that totally makes sense.
And it's like you said, because like, there was that therapist I found. I don't know if I read it on here. That therapist.
You read some of it.
Okay, yeah. It's the same idea. These people would rather sit there and wear the mental health problems or wear their trauma as a personality trait. And I've known people like this. Some of them got past it, moved past it, and some of them wore it like a shield of like a coat of armor,
a badge of honor, no less. I mean,
physical armor. Like, you can't hurt me.
Special.
You can't do that to me. You see this? I had this done to me. You can't do this. See this? This happened to me. Do you want to be someone who does it to me too? Like, it's the same idea over and over again. I'm not a cop just because I dress this way, right? It's finally in therapy. Hallelujah. The trauma. Listen, I can't trauma. I don't understand. Okay, so I have some videos where I've shared some things. And on live streams, I remember one of the live streams where I shared what happened to me as a child, and the whole entire chat went pretty silent. A lot of people don't realize the shit I've been through. Because my thing is, trauma dumping should be reserved for, personally, in my opinion, private conversations, or if it requires you, like, to convey something, to help someone through something. For instance, when the whole thing happened with surrogacy and IVF, and I made that video about shit, his name escapes me, help. The gay Republican that had the surrogate twins.
Which one? There's like two.
Help. Just name them both. Help.
Didn't Matt Walsh? No, not Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh is the one that hates it. It begins with an R.
I keep going to say Mickey Rooney, but that's not true.
No.
It's not Mickey Rooney. Help. Dave Rubin.
Dave Rubin. I know it began with an R. Okay. It was partly there.
Mitchell got me. Thank you, Esteban. Of course, my gays have got me. Thank you. And all my gays have got me. Thank you, Mitchell, Esteban, and James. Well, as I was saying, that is why in that video,
does that make Rachel gay?
Rachel's gay for us.
Okay, it works.
I mean, it works. And Faye. So here's what I will tell you. And thank you, Rachel. It's in that video, I trauma dump about my infertility.
Night, Happy. Go ahead.
Have a good night, Happy. I trauma dumped, per se, about my infertility and about what I went through, and why a lot of people on the right are acting very ignorant about that, because that was specific to the issue. It was a big issue at the time, and it was a 180 from how everyone had treated the entire process only a few years prior. And I know, so it was relevant. That's the word I'm looking for. It was conducive to the conversation and relevant to the solution. A lot of people just trauma dump because they don't want someone to criticize them. Why are you criticizing me as a woman? Don't you know I was molested by a man?
I bleed every month. You can't criticize me.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm a woman. Don't you understand what I've been through? The cultural oppression that I feel on a daily basis. So when you, as a man, explain something to me, you have to understand that is you coming from a place of the patriarchy. Like, for instance, just to put it in perspective, the other day I was on Instagram, which is soon becoming another cesspool, and there is this farmer that I follow, this black guy. And sometimes he's really great. And other times, he is the king of I am oppressed. He said how every day he steps out in public, he has to... let me detail it to you, and you tell me what sounds familiar. He has to be careful what he says so he doesn't offend a certain class of people. He has to put on a face, watch his tone, watch what he says, because he's afraid someone's going to call the cops or going to cancel him. Now, who do you think he was talking about?
Republicans?
He was talking about all white people
Oh.
as a whole. And I said, white people feel that way these days. I said, a lot of white people.
Hey.
I said, so you don't even understand. And it was like 2 sentences. I said, the opposite side feels the exact same way. So you don't understand the experience of everyone else. As if to poetically prove my point, he and like 50 other people got on there saying you had to center yourself as a white person. Clearly white people can't handle it. And then he screenshot my comment amongst 5 other comments that told him he was wrong, blocked out our names, at least he did that, and said all the uppity whites can't handle it. I'm like, you're literally proving my point. I don't know how you don't see that. You're doing exactly what I said is what people are worried about. Because she didn't block out my picture. Real easy to go on the post and find my picture. So a woman throwing a fit in the grocery store. She cut in front of. Oh my God, that one's old, by the way. This woman he's talking about, Tony. She's I want to say in her late 20s. She's got a mask on, a little backpack, and she's in the middle of Walmart. And this woman is so true. She's like, triggered! And like when I tell you, there was like a demon inside this female at that moment.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one.
Yep. And this was like right at the end of 2020, mid 2021 when that happened. And literally, just like Tony's pointing out, there was no other excuse for her actions, but she was a female. And a female in this world can't handle that kind of thing. Orion, leave it alone. So it's like, it's just like Hara said. It's giving I'm not able to have a personality outside of trauma.
Well, they're afraid to have a personality outside of trauma because if you have a personality outside of trauma, you see trauma, you can't recover from trauma. Trauma's always there. It's going to follow you for the rest of your life. Bro. So if you're like this because of trauma, you're just not going to change. People are going to have to accommodate you.
Of course. I mean, what are you supposed to do? What other choice is there?
Right. I mean, because that trauma is just always going to be there. It's always going to come up anytime you are in a situation even remotely like you were once, and you're lost forever.
And obviously that means that everyone has to accommodate you. So, if so far you have been unable to handle the word, I don't know, pressure. You can't use the word pressure. Don't use that pressure. The word pressure around me triggers me. It triggers a trauma response. I really need you to not use the word pressure on me, because that makes me feel like you're going to pressure me into a lot of different things, and I can't handle that. So I need you to police your tone. Okay? You understand me, Har?
Yeah.
Police yourself. I need you to uncenter yourself from this. And
would you like me left justified or right justified?
When I tell you, it's the phrasing, like, and it's like they cheapen and they deaden it all. They deaden it so hard. How late am I? How dermy am I?
Extremely, on all accounts.
Every one of them.
You are the dermiest. Just saying.
Your whole personality was a bar or a club. Yeah, but now everyone's afraid to go to the bar or the club. The trauma fills in the lack of personality, I suppose. Listen, I have seen it so many times. I've lost count of how many videos there are of just women who can't argue a point if they're protesting. So what do they do instead? Aimlessly scream. I try.
You are dermy squared, Metastep.
Are you trying to police how I dress, Silvar? Are you mansplaining to me how I must dress as a woman in the modern age? Is the flesh too much for your red pill brain to handle? Is that what it is, Andrew Tate? You need to learn and do better. Unlearn the grape culture that is clearly in your mind. And stop objectifying me. Thank you. If I didn't use the right tone, no one would have believed that shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
it puts pressure on my No, that's a compliment, man. You think
You can't compliment us. That compliments are a tool of the patriarchy. Excuse me. That is a way you make us feel insecure about ourselves and our bodies. And how could you come here and traumatize us in this way? I cannot. Anyway.
You better listen when women speak. Thank you so far. And who else do you think I'm here? Why else do you think I'm here at midnight? See, Tony, I knew you loved me. My brains. And I once called it unwilling intimacy, and 0 people understood what it was. Bro, I like that one.
That is a good one.
I always called it snuggle with a struggle, but you know what? I think unwilling
intimacy gets right to the point.
It really does. Damn, Rachel. That's why she's the author in this situation, and I'm just the lady on the video. Taking a sip out of my 3rd grade level Star Straw.
I got myself a pretty little.
It's so uniform.
And do you know who it made it?
Hydroflow?
No. See if you guess.
I mean, it actually either looks like a... Stop it!
Yeah.
They make water bottles too?
Yeah, they do. And it's awesome. There's ice in here from yesterday.
Okay, yeah. So you guys, if you don't know who that is, that's Zoji Rushi, okay? Zoji Rushi is one of the best manufacturers for, like, kitchen appliances, but apparently they're like, you know what? We heard of the Stanley bitch, and we're going to do better.
This is actually my mother's boss has one, and he's had it longer than the whole Stanley craze thing. So they've been doing this for a while.
Damn. Oh, by the way, guys, they added more dents. I was literally, last stream, I just told you about this. The next day, they literally ate, it was like out of a fucking cartoon. Orion just tapped the table, and it went boop, boop, and it landed on its spot. 95. Damn, what did we do? Hello, everybody. Just watching that number climb up high. Right. Hi. I should wear lower cut shirts more often. Damn. Hi, guys. And but there was something I wanted to talk about, and seeing that it's microaggressions if you compliment me. True. Child, what is you doing? This girl is being ridiculous tonight. Now check my books. Yes. Go check Rachel's books.
Yes. Read Rachel's books, absolutely.
They came for unwilling intimacy. Rachel, what's going on in your book? Something we need to know about?
Well, they're romance.
Is it romance or kidnapping? I'm just trying to figure out the line here. So today, I was on the Book of Faces. Oh, I figured out what I want to talk about. I'll say in a second. I was on the Book of Faces, and there's this video of this. I want to say it's more of a Staffy than a pit bull, and it's going up against Saint Bernard. Now, the only reason why I think the Saint Bernard was not bleeding out is because it's a Saint Bernard. Their extra skin and fur and all that is literally tough and designed to be able to get on, because they're not just meant to go hiking through the Alps. They're also meant to fight off bears. And so as a result, their fur and their skin tends to be really tough. Well, the video starts, this poor man who caught the dog. Everyone thought it was his dog. Nay. He caught the dog while it was running around. The dog managed to pull down his damn pants so his cheeks were flying in the wind during the whole video, which is why I'm not showing it to you guys. But this staff goes up, nails the Saint Bernard right here, right? And the Saint Bernard is like chomping all over. Well, the guy gets the Staffy off of the Saint Bernard. The Saint Bernard comes around the back and starts chomping on the pit bull's tail like it's a corn on the cob. He's just going. The owner of the Saint Bernard could not control him. This dog was easily 150 pounds. He was massive. He was way bigger than Orion. And I was just watching this. This is insane. And of course, where did I see this video from? The dog group.
The dog group, yeah.
The infamous dog group. And it was quite entertaining to watch. When you see a Staffy, a Pit Bull, or any of them go up against a larger dog, it's always, to me, more entertaining because typically the larger dog is a very shaggy, furry dog that is designed to fight larger animals with large teeth. So usually they can't do shit to it, but it's still pretty funny to watch. But no, speaking back to the patriarchy and things like that, I've come across a lot of videos lately on social media. Ladies in the chat, chime in and tell me what you guys think. Your man smacking your ass for any reason, at any time. Yay or nay?
Sheep does it all the time. He does it before I leave the house. He does it in the kitchen. He does it before we go to bed.
Do you feel disrespected?
No.
Do you feel objectified? The bad kind?
No.
Do you get upset by 101 people? I'm taking a picture. That's a first for us.
I only feel upset when he hits me a little hard.
Right?
When he catches it just right and it stings just a little, then it's like, but other than that, I don't care.
Arcane is like, really? Are you shocked?
Good to see you, man.
Right? Welcome. But like, I say this because all of the videos that I found are women very upset. And see, so I understand girls like Moon not into that. Right. They're saying that it should be only at certain times. Or that if a man ever does it, it's super highly... Bitch, what you trying to do?
You can't just call this a woman issue. Look at Esteban.
My fiance does it even when I don't want it, and I'm a hypocrite because I do it to him. And I think, like, if you've been with your man a long time, because again, these are things I understand, different strokes for different folks. Unless I'm cutting up food or trying to... I will say this, but the thing is, there is a logic to it. If you've got a sharp object in your hand, your man shouldn't be walking behind you winding up the bat. Like, there should be a decorum for some level of safety.
Yeah.
Like, if he smacks my ass while my head's in the oven trying to check on food, you bet your ass I'm spinning around throwing whatever hot food landed on my face in his. Just saying, if I'm already in pain, it's going. Tell him he's got to cup his hand. Like the football. Yes. They're 9 times out of 10 apps. That's what he's fucking doing. And
well, I mean, see, I get the flag.
Depends on the day. Like if he... Never mind. I'm not going to go...
Nobody wants to hear how our men smack our asses.
I could go into too much detail. That's good. But a lot of these women were like straight out, should never happen at all. No, that's disrespectful. And I'm like... And then a lot of them are speaking for all women. Saying, no woman ever wants that. No woman should ever want a man to treat her that way. No woman ever finds that. And I'm like...
I feel disappointed if he forgets to smack my ass on the way out the door.
If my booty's out for any reason at any time, clothed or not, and you do not find me attractive enough anymore to smack it, I'm wondering who the other bitch is. Like, who getting the smacking that I'm not? Because then I'm about to smack different things. And then we throw in hands. That's the times I don't want to. I always tell them to stop because I'm doing so right. At that point, you can just fill me up a little bit. We don't. But what bothered me is someone tried to call my husband in the comments because it was a joking one. The guy kept smacking his girlfriend's ass as she's walking around. So at the very end, she spins around with a frying pan, and then it cuts to Tangled when Rapunzel just bats the shit out of him.
Nice.
And he was like, "It's science. My hand just goes, I gotta do it." And women got mad at him. And I was like, I had to go in and defend my man's honor in the comments. Because it was just ridiculous. Like, so many women take it as an offense. And the thing is, if you don't like it, that's fine. What I get a problem, biology, exactly. It's a biological requirement. And if you don't like it, that is fine. What I didn't like was the women in the comments saying, no woman likes this. Every man is a R word for doing it. They're this, that, and the other. And I was like, don't say that, because then some single guy that might be just a very frisky person naturally, but hasn't really had experience, might come across that video. And you know what? I have discovered that in my years in the internet space, being a content creator, that a lot of men are very, and I mean this with no offense to my men in the chat, very straightforward, simple creatures in a lot of ways.
We love you. We love you. You just are very simple. And it's fine, because that's part of why we love you.
Right. We love that. But that also means that if they absorb in the comment section constantly hordes of women constantly saying, no woman likes this, no, it's not good, no, don't like it, don't do this, then you get Andrew Tate 2.0. You get another one. James, you're not a girl. I wish I was simple. You know what? I agree. I can't agree with that, Silver. Men can't help it. We were born this way. I never been called simple before. We don't mean it in a negative way. How dare. Our needs are simple. Exactly. Most men I know are very straightforward. You don't need to do the subtext and different things. You say exactly what you need. You say exactly what you mean. She say as simple is not the same as dumb. Exactly. Not stupid, just simple. Because you could be exceedingly book smart. You can understand the Pythagorean theorem. You can understand rocket science. You could be a surgeon. You can understand all that complicated shit. But when it comes to the intersectionality of intimacy, willing or unwilling, you are simple creatures.
For the most part. Not to say that some aren't different, because that's the thing, and that's what's the most irritating thing about this for me, is no woman should be saying that no woman likes XYZ. Because trust me, there's at least one woman out there somewhere who does, and why should you ruin her fun?
Yes. One time this guy smacked his bootylicious black girlfriend's ass, and it jiggled like no tomorrow. James, where were you for this? And why was you watching? I'm judging you, sir. But no, it's there's always a time and a place for sure. But like, you, girl, can you just sit still? Thank you. She's been crazy, like screaming crazy. What now? I know, Florbish, you missed all the talk of the conversation. You missed all the good shit.
And for the record, those of you who are new here trying to figure out what this has to do with animals, sex is an animalistic tendency or desire, and we discuss all animal aspects of animals, including humanity. So, just wanted to tie that in for you real quick.
To answer Arcanus, yes, it's Penny.
That is Penny.
It is Penny. She has been exceedingly extra this week. She trapped me in the bathroom. I was using the facilities, and she just comes bolting in out of nowhere, jumps on my shoulder, and sat right here, and I couldn't move. This started from a dog in heat, right? And then, we just got so excited. My ex used to call me monkey, so damn, Meta. Okay. I don't want to hear about your prehensile tail, okay? See all the gays praising the whales. What? What? Why do we need...
Why were they in my bedroom?
Right. Who's in the... I don't need an audience. God almighty. I was just trying to swim.
It was just a bathing suit, I swear.
Yo, the other day, you guys, who here on Twitter remembers this bitch tagging me in the penguin post? And the other day, I saw this video. I think I sent it to you on Instagram. Let me see. I hope I did.
I think you did. I think I remember the one you're talking about.
I've got to show them because it was so perfect. Water of the day. Hold on. Let me find it. Oh, I've got requests. Oh, boy. Never mind. I don't have requests. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know why. I don't know why it's saying that. Where are you?
If you are one of the people who follow me on Instagram, I apologize now because I have no idea how that platform works.
Ever. She doesn't do nothing with it.
I might occasionally post a picture.
I don't think I sent it to you on Instagram because
I know you sent me something. Was it on YouTube or Twitter?
it had to be, but I don't know how to get to my Twitter on here because I'm lazy. Because the last video we've got is I sent you the and
yeah, that one was funny.
I like that a lot. If anyone wants real cute shit, I got cute shit. I got real cute shit to show you guys later. I got some videos, a couple little ones. Oh, good night, Tony.
Night, Tony.
Yeah, I know. We figured it out. It was actual whales, baby. I'm just trying to figure out why.
No, I guess it wasn't on Twitter because I just see the stuff from the dog group and that other stuff.
I don't know where I sent it to you.
It must have been on Instagram because that's the only place you send me things.
I don't know. It's not there. Either way, okay, so here's what the video was.
How do I even get into my stuff?
So that song, Twin, is that you? It's she showed a picture of the penguin. This girl got, when I tell you, she's got the most beautiful sense of humor. She's shaped just like the penguin.
Oh yeah.
And she started dancing to the video. And then it shows that guy who's always doing the reactions with Jesus looking over his shoulder. And I said to her, I was like, oh, look what the Lord told me to you.
It was funny.
But Instagram is so needy. I hate having to post almost daily. Yeah, I've had some artists I knew from Facebook and from Instagram have asked me why haven't you posted? Are you okay? And I'm like, first of all, it's my OCD. Until I finish all of Inktober and all of Mermaid, which probably won't be until the next Mermaid.
He's nearly here.
It's nearly here. Hey, I got a whole month off, okay? That's what I'll do.
Off.
That's off. While I'm taking Honest Tom to learn how to make sushi, I'm bringing my fucking shit with me. I'm going to finish Inktober. I'm going to finish Mermaid. And damn it, I'm going to start posting again.
Nice.
Maybe.
We'll see when she gets there.
It might happen. You send me on Discord. I'll look it up because I don't understand. Why do gay men need to praise whales boinking? Let's just ask. Humpback sex photograph. Are you serious?
Are they gay?
It happened to be 2 males.
Okay. Cool.
The species has a low female count, and it was probably just really horny and in heat. Whoa.
It's just like I've got to get this on video too. So one of my I told you I gave my cousin the other puppy. And so he'll bring him over. And him and Sydney will start to play. And inevitably, they end up 69ing. Like literally. And Sydney will start licking his brother's dingling, and his brother's humping the air, and you'll yell at them, and they'll separate, and his brother just continues humping the air.
But that must mean they're gay. It couldn't be any other explanation for it, okay? Horror.
I mean, a blowjob's a blowjob.
Exactly. And it's like, and honestly, it's Blair has done a lot of new videos on. It's very interesting, and they're doing all this research on what could have caused this, what issues could have caused that, and this is coming from someone who is bisexual, by the way, and I fully agree that more than likely it's something that went wrong, because to begin with, my mother was not supposed to get pregnant with me. Okay, guys. Fun fact about Star Son. I've told this on this channel, on this show. I told it on others. My mom was advised to not get pregnant because of how close she came to dying when she gave birth to my brother. There is a long history of birth issues in my female side of the family. My great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mother, me. So I fully believe. On top of that, my dad's a Vietnam veteran, Agent Orange. And isn't it weird that the entire generation of kids we have today are descended from the thousands of soldiers who were exposed to a lot of really dangerous chemicals?
And we're all fucked up.
We're all fucked up. We all just a little. I'm assuming humans when I say this. What, animals are just horny? No. That includes us.
No, humans are definitely just horny.
More of a domination thing. Right. Well, I don't know if that works in whales. I don't believe it's the same with humpbacks because they don't have like they typically are run by the females. And usually the females actually go solo once they give birth. They accumulate together to give birth, but then afterwards they kind of strike out on their own. But I'm going to see, are there less females than males in humpback whales? Since females produce a single calf every 2 to 3 years on average, and not all females migrate to breeding grounds, males usually far outnumber females at the sites. Interested males serve as escorts for their female of choice, swimming in close proximity to her and, if present, her calf. Fun fact, in a lot of animals, plain and simple, that have to compete for a mate, for instance, this happens in snakes, this happens in frogs, this happens in some fish, there are males that will fake being a female and will take one for the team because then they are seen as less as a threat. So while they're taking one for the team, they're also putting one in on the goal. So
there's an actual biological term for this. It's called the sneaky fucker. No, it's real. It's an actual biological.
The way you said it.
And and humans have plenty of those. They're called male feminists.
I'm a nice guy. What is this? Oh shit! There was a song and Matthew asked me today. Start my husband, and he's everything you want. He's and that I love that song, but at the same time, that is the nice guy's anthem. That is, I'm a nice guy. Why did she pick me? And he goes, is that me, babe? Am I your nice guy? And I said, no, because look, she doesn't want him. Is that what you want? He means nothing to her. Is that what you want? And he gave me a glare. I was like, I'm gonna fall. I enjoy when Gad Sad says that term. Speaking of sad, anyone see that guy on Twitter, that SAAD dude that said that little country girl who owns the farm is unattractive?
That whole thing is ridiculous. It is such, and I understand why people get into this stuff, and I understand why they say something. It is just a cry for attention on that girl's part. That is all she wanted. She wanted to start up a fight where she was the center so she could get the attention. Now, whether it was for money or just because she personally wants attention, that's all it is. And honestly, the internet as a whole has to get a grip on themselves and stop giving these people the attention they want.
I would agree with you, except she didn't even know that it happened. She had
no, I don't mean that girl. I mean the girl who started it all.
Oh yeah. Isn't that the Isabella Moody bitch?
I don't know.
Her.
No, it's some Sav something.
No, that's a guy.
No, that's a Miri is a guy.
You know the SAAD dude.
No, that's not. I'm talking about a totally different guy, a totally different girl. The first person who posted it was a chick. She was like a former Miss New Jersey or something like that, a former contestant of some pageant contestant. And she posted it talking about how bombshells versus tomboys. And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, shut up.
The thing is, like, every tomboy I knew got way more than the bombshells. And I can't say, oh, Arcanus, you go have a good night, honey.
Night, Arcanus. Thanks for being here.
I agree with you that... So I get very bored of drama like that. And there's a lot of it that I just don't take part in. I don't comment on. And everything is fake and gay. Why are you gay? And with that, what bothered me about it is... what really bothered me about the whole entire thing is... because the right was bitching about her too. And my issue is she's everything the right wants. She's hardworking, she's fit, she's young, she's attractive, she's patriotic,
She's
2A,
sweet. She's married.
she's all the good things. Why do you care that she's not walking around like a debutante? You're feeding it by making this useless drama and making these baseless claims that you only say online. You only say this shit online. You don't actually believe any of it. Like that, I cannot count how many people that she and I both have spoken to that she's either known or that will sit there and tell me I'm useless because you can't talk to me because I'm fat. But then they'll chat with her like nothing. I've literally been told by people that, so it's like you're lying. You don't actually believe that. It's just in that moment you want to seem something else. And I don't understand, like literally it's you are a transgender. I've had so many men sit there and say to me like, because Pearl was on the Hodge twins, right? I had so many Pearl simps, including one guy that was a certified lolicon. Like his entire Instagram profile, this man is in his 20s, is filled with plush dolls of these idols from a video game. His entire life is worshiping them. He travels around Japan to go to the themed cafes for these underage characters. He takes the dolls on dates. He buys birthday cakes for them and lights the cakes in his room and sings happy birthday to the stuffed animals in honor of these video game characters. And he had the gall to tell me I was pathetic. I went, sir, the woman you're supporting, because he's like, I support women not having rights. I'm like, I know, because when they have rights, they get to deny you, and now you have to have stuffed animals instead. I said, I know why someone like you doesn't want women to have rights. Like, I get it, but you're not even from America. Why do you give a shit what Pearl says? Wait, I need to process everything you just said. I need 5 to 7 business days. Hold on. Actually, no, I don't even have to do that.
There aren't enough business days to really understand that. I promise. You might as well give up now.
For real. Hold on. I've got to find this because someone just... Oh, come on. Don't tell me. What?
Ugalitical. This would be the StarMorata Animal Show where we talk about animals and bitch about people.
Hello, Ugalitical. Oh, wow.
That was interesting.
I went full retard on that one.
You really did.
Ugalitical. I did it that time. Hi. So good. Thank you. What did you say?
Oh, nothing. He didn't say anything. He's just sitting over there.
Blog work. Oh, Robust called me out straight up.
You're robust.
Robust got my ass good. Truth. I gotta see. Hold on, because I posted
new colors.
If you're in my Discord, I did post. Yes. That was one of the interactions that I had, and I posted drama screenshots. A lot of these, like, straight up ridiculous interactions I have, I just screenshot them, and I post them because they are just next level.
Oh, this would be so pretty.
Ooh, was that in the Planet Collection?
No, this is the dark rainbow.
And then the other guy that was making fun of me saying he wants women's rights taken away, he's a former tranny. And he said to me, if I hated women, I would have been gay. And I'm like, he said that out of left field. I didn't understand it. I was like, it's not how it works. But then I realized because he was gay, he's a reformed gay, and he used to be trans. Hi, Desert Jack. And I was like, oh,
hey, Desert Jack.
Now it makes sense why you mad at women, because you wanted to be one of us and you couldn't cut it. And so now you want to go back to being a man, but you still mad at women because women don't want to be with you or be your friend. So you want their rights taken away. I get it. Like the jokes write themselves. We got the peds and we got the angry incels. It's just hilarious. But I want to show you guys because literally it was so. I gotta find this dude and show you guys. Hold on. Where is it?
Hey, Black Cat. Because gay people aren't attracted to men. They hate women.
All right. I'm going to show you this page and you tell me you weren't getting vibes. Okay? Now I want to show you his profile picture. You can see it. That's a 14-year-old character, and he's got his hands up praising her. Okay? This is his entire Instagram. That's a cosplayer he found. His entire Instagram is buying food, buying these dolls, buying food for these dolls. This is the only fully developed creature on his page. And this is the man that wants women's rights taken away because women are too emotional and they don't think properly.
If your date night's with a stuffed creature, then you have your own issues.
That's literally like, oh yes, I like the yellow shirt one. She is spicy. Is spicy a word girls still use? I'm very spicy and I appreciate it. Love live anime. I think he has some issues. One or two. It's like that YouTuber Vosh or however you spell it. Yeah, right. And again, guys, this man wants women's rights taken away. Okay? And I'm gonna see if I can find it because I was just, again, because I just wanted to see what I was up against because they always seem to be the same kind of guys. And this is him. The doll is traveling, guys. She's talking to other dolls and she's traveling around. And she's walking around. And this is the videos this man makes. And there's one where he literally went and bought a birthday cake for one of these dolls. And I'm trying to find it. And he was like, happy birthday to her. And I'm like, my good sir, you need help. I don't want to play the volume on them.
It's a very unique person.
Very. And again, this the man that told me that I was, because first he said I was clearly single. And I said, I'll have to tell my husband about that. And then he tried to say that I clearly couldn't be a good wife. Mind you, while he and I were having this whole entire debate, I was working, all the shit that was going on with the restaurant that I told you about at the beginning, I was handling all of that while handing this guy his ass. So, they're not a doll. He's like, oh, so you're going to mock me for my hobby? Yes, because Pearl, if she ever saw you, would literally mock you. Like you are exactly the kind of pathetic man that they make fun of and you're supporting them. I see people like this in Tumblr. They'll take dolls and figures around the world with them. That's what he does, Red Hoodwinked. He takes these dolls on little trips around Japan. He goes to the themed cafes. He goes around having, hi, Hunty. Imagine being so confident in life and feeling so inferior to your peers that your solution is to make 50% of the population into second-class citizens. I believe every person deserves rights that are citizens of the United States. However, I don't think everyone should be able to vote without taking a test. You know what?
I just don't think anyone should vote, but that's me.
The ANCAP has different ideas.
Everyone has rights, whether the government says you do or not. Your rights have nothing to do with government. Your rights are given by your creator, God, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You are born with them. The government only gets in the way.
No, but I like the petty. And the thing is, like, I am guilty of saying this in a conversation about relationships. In a conversation where we're talking about like Pearl, perfect example of how she loves to talk about what a real relationship should look like, how a real wife should be, all that shit, okay? When she ain't in a relationship, she's never been engaged, she's never been married, doesn't have kids, and she's grown up on daddy and mommy's silver spoon. You know, and that was the funniest thing. They tried to claim that I, like all these simps because they were literal simps coming after me in the comments. They were coming after me on this Instagram post about Pearl. And I said, here's the thing. Here's why I don't like her. I said, because she doesn't believe that women can ever have that happen to them. And if they do, it's their faults. And if they leave because of that, then they couldn't endure. And women are just the most vicious creatures on the planet, and they don't deserve anything. They don't deserve any of that. That they are illogical in every sense of the word, and that if a woman ever chooses work or has children and goes to work, she's not a good mom. And any person that's been married for over and they're over 45 is making their husband miserable. Well, here's the thing. Her mom is a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. Her parents are over the age of 45 and they're still married. And I'm like, so Pearl, you're saying that every man who's a high-value man that makes a lot of money is a cheater. So you're saying your dad cheats on your mom. You're saying that your mom is an inadequate mother. And you're saying that your mother makes your dad miserable. Nay, guys. Nay. You see, her parents are the exception to that rule. No, they are angels. They are saints. They can do no wrong, and none of what she says applies to them. No. Everyone else, yes. Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, all of them. But if you ever think for a minute that Steven Crowder wasn't a good husband, oh no, you're wrong. No. That was not abuse. Yelling at a woman who's 8 months pregnant with twins, whether you like him or not, that's not abuse in any way, shape, or form. That's not stressing her out. It's not bad in any way. And whether or not you feel it, the fact is that she will sit there and when it works for Pearl, then she has all the nuance, all the explanations. But then otherwise, it's blanket statements all around. It's flat out, that's the way it is. James has something controversial to say. Let's hear it, James. She just wants to gossip. No, the problem is that Pearl wants money, and she loves to clout chase. She wants to be famous. Pearl wants to be famous, and she is also mad at everyone who is achieving what she wants while not following her rules. If you're fat and happy and married, that doesn't make any sense to her. If you're poor and happy and married, that doesn't make any sense to her. If you're single and a woman and have kids and you're able to hold up and be a good mother, that doesn't make any rule she has that she arbitrarily throws out. If you don't adhere to it, but you claim you're happy, feminism. And you're just gynocentric. You need to deny all that. But the thing is, if Pearl actually believed even a quarter of what she said about women, Pearl is rich. Rich people live in their own world when it comes to marriage. She could easily sign over all of her assets, shut down everything, and have her daddy sign her up for an arranged marriage, which is very real. You can sign up for a matchmaker. They can find you the right husband, and she would go off and be a merry matchmaker. She don't do that.
Oh, go ahead, James.
Say it, James.
Can't possibly bother me. I don't think anybody should be able to vote. So, how much worse than that can you get?
I'm a misogynist. Andrew Tate sleeping with multiple women, shit never stuck well with me. Right. Here's my thing. You cannot tell me that porn is ruining the world. You cannot tell me that it's wrong to have the sex industry and then praise Andrew Tate. And the thing is, they believe there's no such thing as emotional manipulation, that Tate did nothing wrong because the women willingly did it. Even though he went for young, uneducated, and rural women who were pretty, and he separated them from their money, their family, and then he emotionally and sexually manipulated them. He made them fall in love with him, and then he dragged them in. He even has a whole detail. He said all of it. I would not be just saying this just because I heard it from someone else. I heard it from Tate's mouth. He was saying it. And now they're trying to say, oh, he was just joking. Oh, no, that was him trolling people. Okay, well, then why did they catch him for the exact thing? And the only reason that he didn't actually get charged is because none of the women claimed anything. Because, again, they were emotionally manipulated. Like, it's a real thing. If you believe a man can be emotionally manipulated by a woman that is a gold digger, why can't a woman be emotionally manipulated by a man who just wants to sell her for webcams? Matchmaking can work for some. I have a bestie. She has a 15,000 square foot house, private jet, and a dead mother-in-law. Damn, that was a rough on the end. Not sure she's built like a whole refrigerator, but she can get. Is that me?
No, he's talking about Pearl.
I'm kind of built like a fridge these days. Come on now.
A mini fridge.
Bitch. That That was good. I hate you. That was fucking good.
We can't go around making you think you're a full size one or anything.
For those of you new to the chat, a lot of folks seem to feel I'm tall. I'm 5'2".
She's a midget.
This bitch on the other
She
hand.
is Danny DeVito.
At least my teeth are a little better.
James, you're not wrong. But a lot of the issue also started when the country moved away from the representative votes at the higher level, when instead of actually having the state congresses choose the representatives that go to the federal government and instead have the various direct elections for them, that's when a lot of the actual problems started. Yes, to some degree, women can be targeted and more manipulated, especially in terms of using emotional wording and policies. But at the same time, by taking the entire point of the representative republic out and making it more of a direct vote, that was possibly one of the worst things that had occurred.
And my thing is this, right? You can't say, so let me frame it this way. Just as women who were in a desperate moment, because you got to realize when the whole Roe versus Wade and abortion thing came out, it was genuinely during a time where women did get trapped socially and legally. They were not allowed to do a lot of things on their own. It wasn't until the 70s women were allowed to even have their own bank accounts. Okay? So you guys have to realize at that time when all this shit really came out, women were stuck. They weren't allowed to get a job if they had kids. They weren't allowed to do certain things. They had to have the permission of their husbands. Okay? So, and they had no condoms really, like only men really got access to them. And women had no birth control of any kind. They didn't understand how their bodies work because we had just barely been allowed to research the female reproductive system a couple of years prior. We still didn't know half about it. So we weren't teaching people about it. So the problem with it is, emotionally, they were manipulated to believe it was health by the government because at that time, it did seem like the easier way out. Not the case anymore. There's way too many tools for women to claim they still need it. But because they're still stuck in that mindset, they don't know how to get out of it. Now, reverse that. Men emotionally think, well, women have ruined our lives with their emotions and everything. So men are right now being emotionally manipulated to believe, well, it's all women's fault. It's that estrogen. They're the ones doing it. We couldn't have possibly made any bad choices. It's only when those tits got involved. Clearly, we men just aren't able to be illogical, even though most wars have been started by men over stupid ass shit. You know,
a lot of times that's women.
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying you did.
No, we know that.
I'm using it as an example of why a lot of men fall into this, because it is an emotional trap. It's the same idea. The thing is, people start off well, then they get extreme. Almost every single movement starts with good intentions. Exactly. This is the problem. The pendulum swung too hard, just like with the Republican Party. A couple of years ago, we started out really great when we were really getting the momentum. And now we're starting to fall into too hard of a swing. And people don't want to hear that, but it's true. Number one, fuck you, Rachel. Number two, damn straight, Mitchell. I find it logical if it means get more access to boobs. Historically speaking, a female monarch is about 30% more likely to start a war. In particular, yes, I do agree with that, especially if you go back to like Russia and all stuff. Because yes, women typically, when they were monarchs, it wasn't an emotional thing; it was a greed thing. They tended to want more land. They wanted to be more in control of shit. So I don't deny that.
Plus, if that bitch over there was prettier, you know.
Bitch with the cracker syndrome. Ew, a Republican.
God, you better be talking about her, because if you're calling me a Republican, then that's an insult.
He claimed me, guys. It licked first. Almost every 20 years. Not telling my husband. Almost every 20 years, men went to war when the routine those furthest away. Right. And I will say this, all right, so this is the crazy part. A lot of folks don't like to hear this. War is technically a natural part of humanity, and it's actually so there's a lot of theories and studies that no matter what we do, we have to go to war because it's a part of our ancient biology, our ancient mentality. We're too angry as a creature, and so at some point ew, a non-Republican licks you too. I like Augie. He got some fire to him. You can stay around, but we like you. Whatchamacallit? Pirate Queen Grace O'Malley and versus Elizabeth versus Queen Isabella. What a showdown. I'm gonna have to look that up. Bring that up tomorrow, Rachel. Maybe we'll look it up over on the art stream, okay? And it's just stuff like that where all I'm saying is it's not necessarily that women are bad at something or men are bad at something in this. It's that
We're all human.
We're all human, first of all. Second of all, you have to realize a lot of these monarchs were born into their roles. They were not voted in.
They were also...
They were the pugs of the human world. Really. Like did you see how Tutankhamun actually looked? His collection of canes at the tender old age of 19. His special.
Fuck that! Have you seen Louis the 16th? Oh my god!
I was like, how was it? It was like there was just this like there was just like so much wrong with that man. And when you see all the specialty pooping chairs and sitting chairs that King Tut had, how his overbite, like that man had no chin. Like that, he had an anti-chin. And all his children were even more inbred, so they didn't make it past a week old. Like, it was, they were born to their roles, not voted, unless you are the Mongols. Cue music. And the problem is, what's his name? Fucked half the Mongol. So there's all incest up in there, technically, because they all came from one genetic code. Too much. It's so much. So much. They gotta keep the blood pure, of course. Ugh. I don't understand how he went through a couple of centuries of thinking that was just actually a couple of thousand years if you think about it, because it wasn't just.
And then people still do it with dogs.
And again, we full circle again, kids. We come right back to that old conversation. So we make it back to animals. You know what, Desert Jack? I love you. You brought us. He always brings us back full circle. I love this kid. And kid, he's my age, but still. Anyways, I digress. So pure, it was toxic. Too much oxygen can kill you. That's true. Whatchamacallit? If you are new here, which is 119 of you, which is 100 more than we normally have. So, definitely you're new to this. On the dog group, which is a group I belong to on Facebook, they have this lovely idea that inbreeding is completely fine, because when it happens with dogs, it's nature. It's only when it happens with humans that it's bad, okay? Inbreeding's cool everywhere else. And then they try to compare us to amoebas. Or like these rare tree frogs that can turn from male to female on their own. Use Hans, you understand we has to keep the bloodlines pure, yes? I like that. And I had people literally getting mad at me for roasting them for thinking that inbreeding's okay. Like, they're cool with daddy daughter, grandpa granddaughter, like all this shit going on, like, and then they continually do it. So it goes daddy daughter, then daddy granddaughter, then daddy great granddaughter, and then they do sister brother, and then it goes back again. Like, they just keep going. And I'm like, why? Like, we don't need a family stick, we need a family tree. Turning the frogs gay. So we never got past the it was cold. I hope everything cleaned up. Wait, what was it cold? Wait. How far back in the conversation was that?
I have no idea. I don't remember anything being cold.
So far. Someone
We
help
need
me.
more context.
Help me. Oh my god. Shogunate Japan, ironically, was a time of incest and starvation, so people on average were under a star sign.
Oh, the dog shit. Okay, yes, everything in regards to that cleaned up fine.
The dog shit did not. Wow. Wow, they are so on track for us. The dog shit at the start. Thank you. All inbreeding does is give you blue skin. Wasn't that in Kentucky? Them people that had the blue skin?
I've never heard of that.
Oh, let me look it up. This is a whole thing. I remember learning about it in high school, and I was like, "This is a thing." The Hills Have Eyes, right? And there is a whole area apparently.
Oh, that wasn't Kentucky. That actually that was a few places. That was in Ireland, I believe, where it's the original Hills Have Eyes thing, where the movie was based off of, and I believe the actual movie was based in Texas.
It was West Virginia, the Blue Fugates. The Fugates, commonly known as the Blue Fugates, the Blue people of Kentucky. Yep. Are an ancestral family living in the hills of Kentucky starting the 19th century, known for having genetic trait that led to the blood. Hold on. Dang it, Wikipedia. Led to a blood disorder. Oh my god, that's a lot of letters. Methemoglobinemia. Oh, I did it. Causing skin to appear blue. Ancestry. As a result, 4 of the 7 children exist. So both parents have the blue gene and continue reproduction within the limited local gene pool. Hold on, let me read this entirely, okay? Martin Fugate and Elizabeth Smith, who had married and settled near Hazard, Kentucky. I love that it was Hazard. In 1820, were both carriers of the recessive methemoglobinemia, MET-H for short, gene. As a result, 4 of their 7 children exhibited blue skin, and continued reproduction within the local limited gene pool, along with a lack of transportation infrastructure, ensured that many descendants of the Fugates were born with the MET-H. The disorder can cause heart abnormalities and seizures if the amount of methemoglobin in the blood, that word's so funny to me, exceeds 20%, but at levels of 10 and 20%, it can cause blue skin without other symptoms. Most of the Fugates live long and happy lives. The bluest of the Fugates, Luna Stacy, had 13 children and lived to the age of 84. Well, gosh darn it. But it's an entire...
So were they the real life inspiration for the Smurfs?
Maybe. Sweet home Alabama. Ancestry, and it's just you and mom over and over again. It's the Whitakers, yes, and the Whitakers in West Virginia is really crazy. Like they just did a couple of videos on them. A YouTuber went out there. There's this one guy on YouTube. He's going everywhere you're not supposed to go. Like he snuck into Maui right after the fires, walked through there. You could see locals bringing up stuff. He went to the crash in Ohio, the train crash, both of them.
East Palestine.
He went to that. And then he went to New York for the migrant crisis. He went to LA for the drug crisis. Soft White Underbelly. Yes, that was another one that that's one of them actually was not him I'm talking about, but he followed because of Soft White Underbelly. He went because of that. The ingestion of colloidal silver. Well, they're also investigating fluoride. Heard a lot of shit. So, as most of you know, my teeth look a little janky. All right? Not just the buck, that's different. But all that stuff on my teeth, everyone thinks that I'm like he snuck into Area 51. He did not.
He's saying he came here for the migrant crisis, like he snuck into Area 51.
Yeah, yes. And so I got diagnosed with something called fluorosis when I was like 14 because we couldn't figure it out. I would brush my teeth. I'd do all the right things. I was brushing twice a day. I don't eat a lot of staining foods, but the stains wouldn't go away. Well, the dentist told me it's called fluorosis, and it's when you drink too much water and the fluoride in the water stains your teeth because you had technically an overdose. So I've had these stained teeth since I was little, and everyone always asks if I'm a smoker. I get told to brush my teeth. So thankfully, most of the time my teeth appear very white, but I don't use. See, the thing is, fluoride was pumped into the water systems in a lot of places.
Mm-hmm. Still
And
is.
so, yeah. And so we had no idea. And mind you, I was near a very good natural
Artisan well?
no. It begins with a C, but I can't remember right now. They're purposely adding fluoride into the gallons of water in stores to babies' water you use for formula. It's nuts. The thing that really annoys me, you follow all the rules and then you get fucked over. Right. Because the thing is, like, when I tell you, I didn't know till it was too late. And so I use Sensodyne now because Starman caused. Fun fact, I didn't know this. Cavities are contagious. I had no idea. Guess how I found out? I got a boyfriend and started kissing him. Didn't know until then. Do you remember hearing fluoride in the water when I was a kid? Yeah, and I didn't know anything about it. It's not Florida man so much as this fluoridated man. Isn't fluoride over a long period of time linked to lower testosterone levels? I mean,
Not
I'm
100%
hoping my
on that one.
testosterone levels are low. You know, I'm willing to keep them low. But again, like, you know, there's a lot of things that go against me and how I probably can't have kids. And I imagine between the potential of Agent Orange, between the fluoride, clear poisoning, you know, I just had a lot against me from day one. Lots of stuff, including neurological problems. Well, that explains so much.
Yeah. Fluoride does have a tendency to cause neurological issues.
And the thing is, as you all know, I'm slightly obsessed. Just a little. No biggie. I still take so much. That's why I love that woman. Water of the day. It is just fucking alcohol. If you ever watch her, guys, she goes, Sandra Lee, pour. And she just sits there and lets the alcohol just drain. And it's beautiful. Probably just low progesterone. Is very difficult to fix it. It takes a very long time. I got tested and everything came back normal. That's the best part of it. I've been tested numerous times for my hormones and everything. That's the point. It's like, for men having low testosterone, not good. Very true.
Well, even if a woman if her testosterone is too low, it can cause issues, including lack of sex drive.
That's true. You know what? We're not going to go down that alley. Anyway, we know, this is a kid's show. Horror. Okay. We only talk about whale sex here.
So we are talking about our sex lives, okay?
Excuse you, I'm a penguin.
Hey, Skyrust.
I can't. Hi,
Oh my god.
For like 2 seconds, I was genuinely insulted when I saw this, and I was like, this bitch. He's like, have you ever got someone, like, one of your, like the mini French call, like, someone said that, and you're like, shit, that's good. That was a good one. I can't even be mad at that.
Oh my god.
What in the 100 genders? I actually, see, again, I can't get mad when they say funny shit.
No, it's hard.
Oh my god.
So I will recommend, if you're using smell-o-vision, you might not want to. That's a choice.
It is true, you know. I mean, they couldn't resist.
And at this point, the stench is actually acetone. I apologize.
Oh my god, that's why I'm getting dizzy. Oh my god. There are men who will gladly donate testosterone. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Like, how does one donate the testosterone? Do they like get a boner and they put a needle right in and take out like the man juice? Like, I'm confused.
I think that might be where he's talking from. Yes.
Horror's on her shit today. It's all that, you know what it is? It's the power of the taco.
I am a little more rambunctious when my nails are painted.
She does. She gets spicy. See, because like, you know what the worst thing is? You know what I was gonna do before I came on stream? I was gonna grab my little kit. My nail. Semen and right? What would happen? All right. This is just pure like. I'm not even joking. This is why people thought I did weed like for a long time. Because I just like, you ever sit there and think about that? What would happen if someone just injected semen? Like, is that something that would hurt somebody?
Like where? Like into the bloodstream, or?
I mean, if people can survive drugs, what would happen with that?
I don't know. I don't think that would be a good idea.
I don't want to find out, mind you. I'm not curious enough for an experiment. Right. But I'm wondering if anyone else already did the experiment so I can just, retroactively find out. It's kind of like that video of that. All right, so get into the gross animal things. If you've been on the internet long enough, you've seen the video from the Nazi researchers of the beheaded dog. Everyone's seen that damn video.
Yeah.
Everyone's seen it. You don't like it, but at the same time, you're like, how did they do that? How did they do that? They give me a suggestion magazine and private time. That's how they donate to. Oh, no. I listen. Men have a needle already. That's good. I like that.
They have their own injection system too. Pressurized and everything.
Like an ovipositor, but for men. But if you don't know what an ovipositor is, look it up. And don't look it up with a movie, because the movie ones are nasty. Do you know what movie absolutely traumatized me? Starship Troopers.
Really?
100% traumatized me.
Why?
So, it's that giant thing when that big needle comes out of the vaginal hole. And then it just would jab right into the head.
Suck the brains out. Yeah.
When I tell you guys, I can't watch that. The most pleasing part of that movie is when they jab it with the needles later, after they've cut off that big old thing. Right, like, and we talked about this, like in King Kong, that scene where all the guys fall into that big old bug area, and that worm is just slowly eating the guys. There's like, it's triggered. This is bad. I hate those scenes. I hate those scenes so damn much. Like, I am not anti-bug. I've actually gotten past it. Like, there is this, I can't watch it here because somebody will be mad. But if you want something really cool, look up the bedazzled Brazilian tarantula. Like, it's really fucking cool. It's got these cobalt blue legs with like little sparkles on the legs. It's got pink on the rest of the arms, and then its ass looks like literally a 3-year-old shoved gems on it. Like, it's the coolest looking little motherfucker. If I could show everybody, you want to close your eyes?
I'm painting my nails. You go ahead. I just want to look at the screen.
Okay. I'm gonna look.
Gotta clean up the edges right now. So,
of course, the last thing on here is when I showed everyone the animal video of mine last week. Of course. I could spell, that'd be great.
It's GROSS.
Ooh.
Yes, I am absolutely racist against spiders. Apparently, Ugly can't take the spiders either.
All right. I am going to share, because I don't even need to, you guys don't even need to see it moving. You just need to see the image of it. Because, like, mind you, this thing showed up on my doorstep. I'm dead. But look at this shit. That's a real animal. This is real. These are not fake. That's a real animal. There's also the sparkle cupcake peacock spider. And that's its technical name. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Here it is. The sparkle muffin and the sparkle cupcake. Although this is the best. The Conga peacock spider. Still good to this day. Like the day I found out that a lot of the morph names for peacock spiders were like unicorn and sparkle, and I was like, wow, just someone let Lisa Frank name all of these creatures. See? That is a Lisa Frank spider. They're gone now. She's like, I don't believe you.
No, I believed you. I was just cleaning off my brush.
But it's like that spider was real, guys. And there are other tarantulas that are just as bright. Like there's cobalt blue ones, there's purple ones, there's pink ones, and I'm like, I don't think it's very fair that creatures that I'm terrified of come in such bright colors, and creatures that don't really like you come in such bright colors.
That's because they're warning you.
But they're not. Like, there's nothing poisonous about them. They're just bright and colorful. That bejeweled one has literally no venom.
They're warning you not to play with them. Not because they're poisonous, but because you'll piss them off.
And what they gonna do? They can't hurt me.
They can bite you.
Yes, but
they can throw their little hairs at you.
Oh my god, that's the funniest thing to watch them when they like kind of rub their asses, throw hairs. It's like peep, 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 peep. They're color blue ones, they're purple ones. Collect the whole set, right? Like, it's just crazy to me. But then there's those, like, the only spider I can understand owning is jumping spiders, and here's why. They have literally bred jumping spiders to be intelligent and actually learn tricks. Like, they have actually done research on these spiders, and there is spiders they've shown that actively want to be on the humans that raise them. They walk over and they put their little front arms up to get uppies. And I would not believe it if I didn't see it. I've watched these people. Don't fuck with me. I'll irritate your skin. I'm not joking, guys. You need to look this up. They have actually purposely been breeding jumping spiders to learn things. They said that out of all the spiders that exist, they're one of the most intelligent, and they have been shown to have memory and be able to like recognize people. And see, Silver don't believe me, but like, this is shit I look up. This is shit I look up all day long. Okay, good.
All I'm hearing is that there is a species of spider out there that can plot against me actively. That's all I'm hearing.
It's only this big.
Yeah, it's only that big until there's 100 of them.
Yes, this one. Here's the Italian jumping spider that fist bumped the guy. Yeah, that's one of them. Because the guy was the one originally breeding them. I think her name was Grace or Rose or something, the spider that you're talking about. The Russians have been working on the jumping spider division for a decade. They're still working on the freaking fox division. The funniest thing was when the Russians tried to put a plant inside a cat. They tried to put like a radio inside of the cat, but the cat wouldn't listen. It kept going off on its own. What was the kind with oh, that one. It was the wood spider. It's from the Canadian. Just look up nice web crack cocaine spider. You'll find it. It's one of the best videos out there on the internet. Next to is the Frank. It's one of the best videos on the internet. See, I will say this. Some of my favorite funny videos from the early days of YouTube are of spiders. Like that sand spider that goes, I can see you, but you can't see me. I'm gonna scratch. Like, I find that one hilarious. I like the ones where it's they superimpose little maracas onto the peacock spiders, and so like and you're seeing them going she, and I find them so funny. But there was another cool video I found, not spider related, and I will tell you right now, if someone had not said this to me, I wouldn't have. If someone said it to me, I would not have believed it. I'm gonna see if I can find it. It was a very recent one that came out. It was a short. I'm gonna see if I can find it. There was this duck. There were these 3 ducks swimming, and this guy was out in a boat where the ducks were. It might be in my history. Hold on. Just go to YouTube. And what these ducks did was just really, they literally came over and they genuinely did ask for help. And I was like, no way. You know, you someone's gonna embellish. That's what you think. You're like, okay, so sure, but they're gonna embellish this thing. And then you watch it and you're like, oh my god, they're not. They genuinely did what they claimed they did. Now I'm trying to find it. It's just so annoying. Also, I watch way too much music, and like I said, I was washing dishes for hours, so I had to scroll through hours upon hours of these videos that I've ended up having to watch. I'm pretty sure I saw it on YouTube. But either way, so the 3rd duck that was in the water was drowning. And these other 2 ducks come over and they ask the boat, like they push her towards him. And he's like, this duck is already dead though. Like, he's like, I don't know why they're asking me to help, because this guy is dead. And then he realized she was breathing, and she was just barely breathing at that. And so
Hey, Stardust.
I'm trying to find it. I watch a lot of that guy that dang it. He's constantly correcting videos on TikTok and YouTube that people tag him in. He's like, I got tagged in this so many times and blah blah blah. And I watch all these that way I can show it to you all. And then I forget about him, you know. But not this time. Saw a lot of blue whale videos, which I'm looking at right now. I'm being reminded of just how many shorts I end up going through looking at this animal stuff, and then I never get to you guys with them. They actually got, I'm going to show you guys, there's a video, very rare one, of a blue whale breaching.
Ooh.
Like, it was really cool to see. And I'm going to see if I can show it to you. Of course, then there's the Has-Been Hotel things that always end up coming into my feed. Think I'm getting close.
There we go.
Well, here's the blue whale breaching, so we're going to show that one first, because that's a really cool one.
I like that color.
That's pretty. I like I like the effect.
Yeah.
So this was just really cool to witness.
Oh wow.
Like, just the sheer size of that.
That thing's huge.
Just see it come out of the ocean like that. Let's see. So I found a lot of video. Ah, damn you. I gotta go all the way. Gotta go all the way back down. Yeah. All my videos that I watch. Let's see. There were so many things that I found. Not there. Let's see. Is this one of them? This one was really cool. I think this one's fake, but I'm not sure. Is there a way I can view them all? No. This one was really cool. So I clicked on it to prepare to be mad. But there's actually a reason.
Oh.
She had a rope around her. And so this guy, balls of steel, jumps onto the back of a humpback whale with nothing but a little life vest. And then he's got to get onto her. And if you guys never seen, they're very slick animals. And I mean slick as in like slippery. And he's over there while she is thrashing about because she's a very uncomfortable whale. You'd be too if you had this thing around you. And that was the moment he cut it off. That's why she flipped her tail, because he actually got it off of her. Whoops. All right, now, what's this? How are they keeping the camera steady? I don't know what they're looking at right there. But it looks rather large.
Looks like a whale.
It's either a whale or a basking shark. See, oh, there's the gills. It's a shark. It's probably a basking shark, judging by that nose. And how slow that fin's going. The things I watch for you guys. Now you guys getting an idea of my my musical taste. Oh. Excuse you. Nope. This was really cool. Apparently, there is a fish called the man-o-war fish.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the Portuguese man-o-war. I didn't know this. But these little blue fish follow the Portuguese man-o-war, and they're really pretty looking. It's the one in the screenshot you see there. That's what they look like.
Yeah, they're really pretty.
Let's see. Where's the other whale videos? I found a bunch of whale videos. This was a whole whatchamacallit. This is the top of the pyramid. So people carved their names in there.
Assholes.
Right. This was a bear saving a crow. This is a drainage for when the overflow happens. This entire cliff face fell, caused a small tsunami in a lake. This was...
Hi, Esteban.
Bye, Esteban. This guy goes out onto the ocean. This is
in
really
a transparent kayak.
Oh, yeah. This humpback sat there with their tail up. And that's a calf around her. And she sat there. He had his, that's him. And he thinks that people theorized this is because she didn't understand what he was, and she thought he might be a threat. And so I guess this is like a defensive posture. They don't know. Oh, that felt good. This is the shit I go and look up. The rabbit hole is real. Landslide tsunamis are terrifying. It was very small, but what it was. I heard Hasn't Tell actually dropped. I just need to watch it. Yeah, I watched the entire series. My thoughts, I've stated in a couple of my live streams. Here's what I will tell you. I support it for one of the main reasons being it is an independent thing. It started out from one person on DeviantArt. She rose up from nothing, and now she is a major contender in the animation industry. So I'm always going to support that. It's an original story. Is it jaw-dropping in terms of stories? Obviously not. But it is fun. The music is good. It is a living tombstone. If you guys are a former brony or you're just from the early days of YouTube, he wrote a lot of the music on there. The music is really good. The biggest issue I have with Hazbin Hotel is you feel like you dropped acid or speed before you start watching it. But it's like poof, 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 poof. It just is so fast. Oh, good night, Rachel.
Night, Rachel.
Yeah, that daylight savings is killing a lot of people. Throwing everybody off.
Which is funny because technically it's earlier than we're used to. It just says it's later, so everybody's getting tired.
I think it's because like you technically lose that hour of sleep the first night.
Yeah.
And then the problem is after that, you're trying to catch up because you're fixing all stuff. It always messes people up. Personally, I'm not into it. I just style the animation style, really vibrant and full of motion. Right. And so I will say, if you have the ability to watch it, you should. My opinion. I definitely think it is worth it. Oh, My knees are feeling it. I definitely think you should. Despite its flaws. Hi, honey. Starman woke up to go do. Can you put them in the crate when you go to bed? Can you please put them in the crate when you go back to bed? Thank you for putting them in the crate when you go back to bed. Right? Because Orion, you want to go sleep, don't you? Oh, my baby boy. Yeah. Come here. The people want to see you. They want to see your cute face. Come here. He's giving me big old yawns. Hop up, buddy. Come on. Oh, my God. Why are you so heavy? Oh. Thank you. That burp was so wonderful. You don't have to lick me every time you come up. Been watching so much anime that's complete shit. Just people sitting in rooms talking or standing still. Right. I've watched. I will say this. Starman and I have watched Seventh Loop, Apothecary Diaries, The Demon Prince of Momochi House. All really good. Really good. What else is there? We've watched a bunch of anime lately. What baby? There's this Peeps. What's that Peeps show that you're watching right now? Masaki or Sasaki? Sasaki and Peeps or something like that. He's watching that. He said that's really good. My husband adores the time I was reincarnated as a slime. And so I would say those are really good. I'm all about the romance. That's me. So you're in your research reading phase. What's going on?
I was just checking. Someone put something in our D&D channel, so I was reading it real quick.
Oh, yeah. Someone came on here complaining that we weren't doing D&D, and I'm like,
yeah, I forgot the kick. I have to go on and manually update the information, so it still had this stuff from the D&D stream on Sunday. That's why I apologized.
I stopped watching anime a while ago. You watched Tomo-chan as a girl? Oh yeah, I read Tomo-chan as a girl back when it came out years ago, and
I thought you said he watched Tomo-chan as a girl, and then I'm looking and it's like it's Robust. I thought Robust was a guy, but I guess if it was a girl when he was little, okay. But
well, now we know why he was quiet in the trans conversation. But no, I will tell you, Kimi no Todoke, really good one if you want to watch a classic. Hold on, I've got it. I lost it. Shit. Horimiya, really good as a manga. I am waiting for them to finish the. Greta, you want to come up and show everyone your pretty little face? Hop. Come here. That's a good girl. Hop up. Oh, it's harder to pick you up. My baby girl.
Oh.
I think I clocked out once they started using CG a lot. They do use CG a lot, although I understand why, because manga artists and anime artists have a very hard life. That's speaking of R.I.P. Akira Toriyama. The grandfather, well, I would say, yeah, he's not the grandfather because there was people that came before him, but the father of modern anime, for sure. The reason most of us watch what we watch. Go see daddy. All right, to bed with them, please. When he was a little girl, he had a rag doll. It's the only rom-com. I will say this: there was more romance in the manga for Tomo-chan. But that's the case with most anime, is that you get a lot more of that in-depth. CG is getting better. Yeah, and I found out why. Because I always was very confused why technology was advancing so much in Japan, but their CG was straight shit. Because for the longest time, it was culturally, they wanted you to know it was CG. Because it was something to do with the respect of robots and connecting with the digital world. There was a whole cultural movement about it. They wanted you to know it was CG. They felt that was better. But that made it unwatchable for a very long time, in my opinion. I don't know about you, Horror, but that's how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
I love you too, baby. I'll be in a little while. Early 2000s, it was eye death to the extreme, which is why I love like Hayao Miyazaki. Like,
I got for my birthday, Sheep got me a it's not really a manga, but it's more of a graphic novel, not really novel. It's a graphic book by Miyazaki that it is gorgeous. It's the story was great. The watercolor kind of pictures in the book are just they're beautiful. It was an amazing book.
I'm not biting the bait today. Sylvar had me going last Tuesday. I'm not biting that bait today, baby. I'm not doing it. I'm spitting out that hook. And for the me,
can't get that fish,
right? Not today. Whales don't get caught that easy.
now if you were a dolphin, it was a net. Different question.
Wait, where's Dave when we need him? Where's Dave when we're talking about dolphins? Damn it! Fucking Demon Slayer CG is pretty damn good most of the time. Mugen Train arc was a little gross, but for the most part, that studio blends it super well. There is, look at this, both saying, I had a watch along. Everyone was saying Demon Slayer was the best, the best, the best. Star Son has takes as bad as lifting sometimes.
Oh, Lofty.
Oh God, can't Lofty don't like me anyway. That man don't like me because, never mind. I'll be nice. Anyways, point being, when it comes to modern anime, there's one that Matt and I watched, and it was something about level 99. The my crush is level. What, Nova? Come here. She's out here yelling at me for no reason. Come here.
Apparently, she thinks there's a reason.
What do you want? Yeah? Are you mad at me? What? What is it? Did I tell you that Penny lost a tooth?
No.
Yeah, just like her mama. By the way, she's not actually her mother. It's just when we got Penny, this one treated her like her kitten. So this one, so my cat that passed away, Zora, which you guys have been in the chat, James returns. Whatchamacallit? James was talking about him earlier, Zorro. Zorro lost his tooth, and about a month later, this bitch lost that tooth right there. You can see she doesn't have a lower fang. Mm-hmm. And as of recently, that one, about, I would say 4 weeks ago, she lost one of her teeth too. I don't know what happened. It's like one of the other cats punches him right on this side and takes out one of the fangs.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's really weird. Can you do the stream until 7 a.m.? Oh, $500 donations. I'll do it till 7 a.m. And I'm gonna need that.
MJ.
I'm gonna need that immediately. Then you got your 7 a.m. Hidden Boss one with the black hair girl that's reincarnated. And so no, it's not. So the anime is this, right? The girl was dating this guy, right? And the guy dumps her for another girl. And then she gets all dolled up and she follows him to a outdoor convention for this video game he's in love with. She gets really dressed up. She looks really pretty because she wants him to regret breaking up with her. And he's there with his new girlfriend. And she bumps into this guy. And okay, Robest, what's the name of it? What is the name of it? Maybe you're giving them fluoride. Ew. I enjoy Redline, not sure where that falls. What's Redline? Redline, what's that?
I'm not really an anime person.
Damn, Reverse NTR Day 2. Wait, is that another anime that I'm not aware of? I'm not sure. I'm gonna look at this Redline thing. Because like the thing is, I'm all about romance anime. If there's not romance, if romance isn't centered, okay. If you have to uncenter the romance, then I'm not in it. All right, because that's romancophobic, and I'm not about that. Caesar, you type in Redline, just Redline, you're gonna get all these. Okay, so it's from 2009. Redline's 2009 Japanese animated science fiction film produced by Madhouse Takeshi Koike in his directorial debut. Action drama centered on a deadly racing tournament held every 5 years. So it's the Hunger Games, but with cars. I'll have to look that up. No, maybe. I typed need in all caps. Is what I need to see. It's not my thing, but since it's a movie and not a... It has romance, adult viewing. Hush, Desert Jack. Which, by the way, Desert Jack, you, I believe, were one of the ones that came up with... Hold on. I didn't have you on stream when it happened, so it's too late. I've decided on a name, but I think at one point, when I was talking about all my OCs, and I was talking about Angel and Diablo and their son and daughter, Aviana, and I couldn't figure out a name for their son because his name was Spirit and I hated it. And I think you were the one who also came up with a name for it, but I couldn't remember it, so now his name is Baim, which is spirit in like Russian or something.
It's the same thing, but not really the same thing.
Bob, no! Stop that! Augie, how dare you? His name is Bob now. I had a cat named Bob, who I did not name him. He came with that name, and I hated it. I couldn't do nothing about it. I wanted to tell you, though, Desert Jack, because I'm starting to slowly, very, very slowly. Yes, this is it. My love story with Yamada-kun at level 999. That's all I remember was the 9s. That's all I remembered. Which apparently the manga is still ongoing, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. Look up Paradella's Power Slam and you've seen You'll Seven absolutely bitchin' anime music video.
Hey, Sleazy.
And very sleazy. Woo! And you're right, like right now technically it's only 12:25 for me, but I'm feeling it. But again, when I tell you, dude, so guys, on Sunday, I started at 12:30 because I was like, I don't want to be here till 6 o'clock tonight doing dishes. And right, like bitch, you thought. And so I say to my boss's husband, because it was all hands on deck that day, I was like, I'm gonna start now. I'm gonna get
Darkcopter. So it was a bobcat.
Right. Well, they were gonna name him. So there was Bob and Bob Jr. So you bet your ass I renamed Bob Jr. to Simba. It was better than
Bob Jr.
Bob Jr. I was like, you people are original. You got nothing going out there. But Bob was glorious. The worst thing is like Bob was like a beautiful, majestic looking little boy. I wonder if I can share the photo with you guys because he was gorgeous. But anyway, so I was doing the whatchamacallit. I was doing the dishes. So we got these big black totes that are about that wide and that deep, filled with dishes. They brought me one, I cleared them, rinsed them off, and they brought me another, I cleared that, rinsed off, I'm starting to wash. Okay. Then they brought me a bunch of pots and pans. I was like, okay, I'll get the pots and pans done first. I get those all out the way. Then I start washing all the cups. And then another bucket comes in. I clear all those buckets. And I'm like, okay, I've got a short minute. Then more cups came in. And then I realized I was rewashing the same dishes I had just washed 30 minutes prior. I literally rewashed the silverware 3 times. And then at the end of the night, we had to rewash it all. Like when I tell you guys, it was boom, 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 boom. And my boss came in, she was like, where were all these people when they didn't know I had cancer? She was like, they only come out when they think I'm dying. Right? Yeah.
It's the way that usually goes.
I mean, I said, listen, you have whatchamacallit. Oh, you only have fans at funerals. You know, no one's ever come in and go, oh, they're an asshole. Like, they never really do that. They do it in movies. They don't do it in real life.
I kind of did it in real life at my grandfather's funeral.
That's different. You like conviction. Safe to phone. Right, here's a really good one.
I was also pissed off because everybody was saying the shit that wasn't true.
Well, that's typically what happens at funerals.
You could say, I mean, my grandfather wasn't really a bad guy, but you didn't have to make up literal shit. That's all I'm saying.
Well, what fun is that to tell the truth? God, you're nasty. Who wants that? Not me.
What can I say? I am honest, occasionally truthful to a fault.
Well, that's just disgusting. We don't do that kind of shit. Hold on.
It's not like it hasn't gotten me in trouble or something before.
Us?
No. You left a funeral once? No, or didn't have a conviction. She was acquitted.
He's gonna be a real lady killer.
They never caught me. You're right.
Let me see. I'm going back to this. So let me share with you guys. This was Bob.
Oh, Bob was pretty.
This majestic, magnificent boy. Now, this is how he was in Rhode Island, okay? This is not my bathroom at home now. This was in Rhode Island. As you can tell by all the red, my mother loved red. And right here, that little black hump, that's Zorro. And when this was him during summertime, okay? And that's also how he looked when he was in North Carolina. His fur dropped completely. He never grew it back. This was Zorro in Rhode Island. Look at my boy. That was Zorro when he was about 1.5 years old. Since I know some of you don't know who Zorro is, Zorro is my cat that passed away in October, but a lot of the people in this channel know him well. He was a beautiful boy. Sorry, I was reading forward to look at something. None of them knew him clearly. It was just a shitty. He was a good boy, though. Do you still play Valheim?
Not right now. Right now I'm playing Nightingale, which is great. Do not underestimate Nightingale. It just came out in early access, but it's going to be, if the developer continues to give it this level of attention that they're giving it right now, it's going to be really good. And if you played Dragon Age, the guys who left that studio, they're the ones making it.
So is there a lot of effort put into it?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Also,
I love it.
NWN.
Yes, I'm also playing Neverwinter Nights with Robust on Saturdays.
As you can see, guys, I may be an avid gamer. I don't pay attention to none, though. I find one game and I stick to it like glue. Speaking of, the Stardew Valley update is almost out, guys.
Oh no.
Zorro was the GOAT. Zorro was an asshole and I miss him every day. I miss that piece of shit every single day. And because Luna looks so much like him, the other day, she literally, Matt, he got upset. He got so upset. Because I forgot what she was doing. But Axel had walked up to her like he used to walk up to Zorro. And Starman went, just like that. And I went, what's wrong? He goes, freaking Luna. And I was like, I know! It throws you so off.
We got, how Lamb Chop has gone from being a beloved children's TV show character to being a dog toy. Uh-huh. We got this giant, big old Lamb Chop for the dogs.
Those big ones?
Yeah, one of the big ones. I can't put my hands on screen and activate it like that.
Yeah.
And the downside is every so often you're sitting downstairs and you're not really looking. And you catch it out of the corner of your eye, and you're like, Tiberius? And it's like, oh no.
That's the worst.
No, just stuffed dog toy.
There's days, so Arya grunts. right? And as you know, I got Aria pretty much the day after Bob died. Bob used to go like he grunted all the time. So right after we got Aria, that scared the shit out of us because we didn't know she did that. And so Matt and I are in our depressive mode. We're missing our cat, and we're hearing him. We're like, okay, I know we miss him, but what am I hearing? It's the worst. It is the worst when you because it catches you. The corner of your eye reflex gets me when they're lost, right? Oh, and then Matt had to show me the montage of kids finding their lost pets. And then there was this this YouTuber. I think he was originally on TikTok. I want to say he was a famous basketball player first. He's Middle Eastern, and he saved this kitten. Okay, and his entire channel now is about this damn kitten. He had to go somewhere. He was at work, and he left the kitten with his parents, and the kitten disappeared. And he literally went live and did videos of it. He's like, I can't find it, guys, and I feel like comfortable right now. The kitten got into the backyard and was hiding behind the table. And when he found him on video, he was like, "Oh, don't ever do that to me again." And I was like, it's literally like, so Axel has disappeared twice, right? So, as you all know, I lost my my engagement ring, right? That's the only other time I've lost something super important, because you lose little stupid things.
Mm-hmm.
This was like, there's only 3 times in my life an animal has gone missing. 1 was Zorro, 2 were Axel. My birthday in like 2010, 2011, Zorro went missing. There was a massive thunderstorm. It had to be 2010 because he was the only cat in the house at the time. Okay. There was a massive thunderstorm the night before my birthday. Huge. And my mom and dad, because we lived in a safe neighborhood, and my dad has it in his head that he's like Rambo. No one's going to break into his house. So because we had no AC and because we had a very old house, my mom and dad will sleep with the back door open and just the screen door. The problem is their screen door wasn't fully on the fucking doorway. Okay? It had like this much of a gap. And I warned them. I said, Zorro keeps trying to get out. I'd rather you not do that. Did my parents listen? No. So the next morning when I went to feed him and I couldn't find my cat, everyone told me I was crazy. You got to realize something. Even though my house was small, it had an attic and a basement with the same exact square footage as the regular floor. And this was a very lanky, sleek cat. He could get into anything. We searched everywhere. And then we realized he must have snuck out the door. Hours. We searched for him for 3 hours in the sweaty, balmy, early, misty, muggy morning of Rhode Island after a thunderstorm, when you've got that mist everywhere, and so you're getting that weird, clammy sweat all over. And this was like at 7 a.m. I'm looking for him. I get to 10, almost 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm crying. I'm freaking out. So I go over to the front stairs, which had recently been changed over. They were originally these cement stairs. They were falling apart. So the guy who owned our house, my mother's stepbrother, chopped them down a little bit and put this cheap wooden stairs over them. And there must have been someone looking over him. I hear, and I hear it coming from below me. There was a gap, and I mean a gap, maybe that wide. During this thunderstorm, Zorro must have gotten attacked by something because he smelled like shit. He had sap all over him. There was something's blood on him. We can't figure out whose. And I picked him up and I cried like a baby. But he had been stuck under the fucking stairs that whole time. Had heard me screaming. China can hear me screaming. He didn't come out until I sat there and started like full panicking. Fast forward 2018, I accidentally left the whatchamacallit, the door open for a few minutes. Axel sneaks out. And I did not know. At the time, I think I only had 6 cats. And it was me, Starman, and Brandon in the house. And when dinner time came, Axel didn't come out.
Oh.
And I start freaking out. And it was like, I want to say it was after the new year. It was a colder season, this much I know. And so Starman had to go to work. So it's just me and Brandon there. It's been hours. If Axel got out, we're in an apartment complex. We're near a major road. We're near a dozen markets and restaurants. And woods with wolves and bobcats and all sorts of different flora and fauna. We had no idea. I'm running up and down my apartment complex, praying I'm not going to get kicked out or get a notice, screaming, Axel! Axel! Where are you? I'm running up and down. Brandon's going the opposite side. I'm going this side. We've got the flashlights out. We're looking for a solid black fucking cat in a solid black fucking parking lot. And you know, at the time my neighborhood was very sleepy and quiet. It's a little ghetto now, but back then it wasn't so bad. About an hour in, where we're going back and forth, in and out, I hear this motherfucker comes crawling out of an engine. He must have gotten stuck. His collar was off. We never found his collar. He comes running over to me. After resisting the urge to strangle him, I take him inside. Fast forward a few months later. I've told you guys about the Wall of Humanity. My best friend caused a disturbance, we'll just leave it at that, required multiple police to be involved. It was very serious. But of course, because cops are milling in and out of my house, did anyone pay attention to my cats? No. And guess who decided to capitalize on that moment? There's wolves in Rhode Island. Yes, there's coy wolves, there's coyotes, there's wolves. But I'm talking, Axel's never been to Rhode Island. Axel is found in North Carolina. I don't come home till like 2 a.m. because I was out with friends. My friend purposely chose at that time to do that because she knew that if I was there, I wouldn't let it happen. The thing she caused. And I was over at Ray's house. So when I got back, everything had already settled. Problems had already been resolved. And that's when I started doing the check. Get a white cat or spray him neon orange, right? Well, Axel has since stopped trying to get out because he got out here a few times. And the dogs helped me catch him in one of them. It was hilarious. But Axel, once again, had been out for at least 8 hours. Because this happened at 7 something. I didn't find him till 3:45 in the morning.
Oh, gosh.
And so one of the few times Axel had snuck out, and we did not realize he did, but we had hints, was one of the few times it snowed here in North Carolina. And Axel had ran out. He put one paw in the snow, and he went... Well, see, the problem is he can get those off.
Well, and when you're talking about a cat, you want to put a collar on them that they can generally, that will snap off, because otherwise they stand a good chance of getting themselves hung if it doesn't, especially if they're crawling through narrow spaces. Cats will absolutely stick something. If their head will fit through, the rest of their body will fit through.
And the problem is Axel's
they'll do it.
Kind of cat. And so again, we found him again in an engine. So when we moved here, there was a short time where Axel did not want to Why are you being cryptic? Because that's exactly why. Because one, it's not my business. She's still alive, and two, it's not fair to put someone's business out like that. That's why it's, you know, she's still my friend. Um, I can't get the antlers to stay on the mice. Have you tried
Can
using
you?
tools?
All right, Scrooged.
And so, whatchamacalls it? When we moved here, at first, Axel did not want to escape. It was a new environment, bigger house. Oh, he was thrilled, or so I thought. When he did get out, the very first time, his dumbass, he ran out through the carport door into the dog yard. But he didn't know it was a dog yard. So what did I do? I ran back inside. I threw, good night, Moon.
Night
Oh,
Moon.
good night, Moon. Get it?
Uh,
I threw open the dog yard door and I went, Orion, Greta, go! And I had them run out and they got because I knew Orion's got hunting instinct like a motherfucker. He caught him immediately, tackled him, was playing with him, and Axel didn't know what to do. So it gave Starman enough time to run back outside, and then he went to catch him. Axel just bolted back into the house and said, yeah, motherfucker, learned your lesson, didn't you? Yeah, the only lesson he learned was not to go into the dog yard. Because the next time he got out, now this was during the pandemic, okay, guys? Starson at her heaviest in 3.5 foot tall grass in the summer in North Carolina. And I got a bunch of red ants and ticks and God knows what else. Well, Axel decides to bolt around the yard. I'm trying to chase him, and I'm waddling my ass around. He makes it into the tall grass. So I went knees to chest, knees to chest. I'm running through, I'm hopping through. And he freezes because he realizes we're right near the road. He's not thrilled. So I snatch him up. And as I'm picking him up, it's like so happens at that moment an Amazon truck is going by. And he hisses at me and growls at the truck. And I said, motherfucker, neither of us want to be out here. Just let me get you inside. Like, since then, there's been some attempts, but I have greatly learned because what Axel will do, he will wait till we're coming home. And he listens for the car, which usually the dogs alert everybody. They don't even get loud. They just stand to attention. And Axel hears that. So then he goes start to look out the window. Is that mom and dad? Okay, well, we're coming home. He comes up to the door and he waits right at the corner. And he meows for me. And then what he does is when I open it up, he bolts out. So I had to develop this habit of putting my purse right on my wrist so it would swing into his face and smack it when he'd try to run out the door.
mm-hmm.
And so it's one of the main reasons why I don't like people coming over to take care of the animals because I have no idea what he's going to do. There's a select few amount of people that I can trust to do it. And that's like 3. So that's my stories about me losing my pets. I usually get any ticks? No, thank God. No, I got bitten by red ants though. It is what it is. I'm about to run on the assumption there's a spider up there. The big man came in to save her. That's a man, strongly man. Penguin comments now. Ain't so big and brave now, is you?
Thank you, honey.
Well, quote, that's one of the cutest things I've ever seen her do.
We've got to get the mint spray up in here.
Huh?
Mint and vinegar.
What? Alcohol?
or alcohol. Oh, well, you can use rubbing alcohol or vinegar, and you spray that, and that'll keep them away for a while. Yes, yes, Silver. It was in fact a spider. It was like that big.
She would not live. She would not last here. She would not last here.
There's a reason I prefer my dry climate. Yes, we get spiders, but for the most part, they're not the big spiders. They're just no. He was so. I'm. If you can see how this is slanted,
Yep.
he was climbing up the slant.
Let me see if I can see the photo I sent you of the spooter on my back window. Remember that one?
Oh God, I hated that one.
Gotta find it. Gotta scroll for a hot minute. Because you see, guys, I got a little surprise a couple of months ago. It wasn't little, it was a big ass surprise. Let's see if I can find it. So there was. Oh, yep, here it is. Hold on, I found it. This was towards the end of fall, beginning of summer. If you see that, my hand is about the length of Galaxy S22, about 5.5 inches long. Okay. If you see that little weird yolky thing, that's what was on the other side of it. If you can't tell, there's the abdomen, there's the legs. That's all spider. She just decided to put herself right there. And I said to my husband, I said, here's what's going to happen, right? We're going to leave her alone. Because it's just what Andy said here. I treat spiders like my own little personal army of killers. And it's great.
I'm more with robust.
Here's real lighter. Here's the problem, guys. My curtains are all white. They're the blackout curtains. So the half that sticks out to us is black. The half that stuck out there was white. So she literally made herself an open target. I don't know why she chose the window. But that was the night before. The next morning, the bitch was gone. And so I said to my husband, what was funny is it looks like a perfect little egg yolk. I said to my husband, I said, you're going to go out there and you're going to kill him. Kill the babies. That's what Dad used. Do you know what really works? Gasoline. Getting a cup of gasoline and putting it on a hornet's nest and completely covering it kills them. Oh, that is gross. Full on Jeepers Creepers. She was a big ass spider. She was also a dumb ass spider because she got her ass eaten. We know for a fact that the amount of birds that are in my neighborhood that flock, especially my little cardinal, oh, you know, who, by the way, was bitching me out yesterday evening. Sunday night. So I went because Starman's best friend got engaged. And we're very happy. Nice girl. Doesn't like animals, but we still like her. She's that was again, Sunny and Luna's original owner is him, and she's exceedingly allergic. And I highly doubt he's gonna pick the cats over her. So I knew a guy who lit himself burning ant mounds. Well,
for the people defending spiders, I have one rule when it comes to spiders. As long as I can't see you, you can live wherever you want. If I can see you, then we have a problem. And the only time, there's one time I suspend this rule, and that's in my garden. You can live out there, and I will just pretend I don't see you. But if you come into my house and you are where I can see you, then you die.
See, I have slightly the same but different rules. And the rule is this. Yeah, my cardinal was yelling at me from the branches, so we had to get more seed today. But anyways, so my rule is as long as you are outside and you are paying rent, I allow you to live. For instance, last year, I had a whole entire army of trapdoor spiders, or whatever they're called, funnel web spiders, on each window in my house on the outside. And these bitches paid their rent. I made sure of it. If they didn't, I'd tell my husband to go and clear the web. And what I mean by paying rent is I needed to see bodies. I needed to see bodies moving. And I needed to see daily fresh bodies, which these bitches 100% kept up their end of the job. I actually have been begrudged to get rid of the webs because these spiders can live for up to 6 years. So they can live for a long time. And so, except for Gorlock, no, Gorlock's web is still there. It's Shelob. Shelob's web is a fucking mess, so I'm pretty sure she's dead. Shelob is the one in my carport. And her egg sac is there, and I really want to get rid of it, but I think it's too late. I didn't realize it was there until it was too late. And now it's kind of dangling there. So I have no idea if the spiders are already hatched. Because if I break it open now, it's going to be a billion babies running out of it. So I might just have
either break it open and there are a billion babies now, or break it open or don't, and there's a billion babies later.
The thing is, unless you crush it fully, they'll just come out and they'll crawl all over you, and then it's disgusting. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a reason. Like, a couple of months ago, I should have done it. I didn't. Now it's too late. Spider pimping, keep that body. Yeah, like, I knew these girls were growing and eating because they all shed at the same time. Like, they all, like, it was a whole thing. And this one, the one I showed you guys, you're not only kicking them out of the game, you're kicking them out of life, too, monsters. Well, so the rule for me is if you're in the house, it's the same rule. You got to pay rent. You got to stay out of the way. So, like, there is one house spider still kicking it on my windowsill. And again, I make sure she's paying rent. I check her little pile of bodies. As long as I see fresh fly bodies underneath her web every so often, she is allowed to stay. Axel, what are you doing? And that's how I roll. She is, come here. Come here. Hop up. I just got through talking about your exploits. Why don't you come and say hi to everybody? This is the cat I was trying to find in the dark at 3 a.m.
Yeah, there's a reason I don't go out looking for Vincent. It would be It would be exercise and futility.
Oh, you're a pain in my ass? Yes, you are. You're a big pain in my ass. Axel's the largest pain in my... These are the two most expensive cats I own. I didn't pay a dime for them. It was the aftermarket price. It was the DLC.
Right. Your Twitter post, right? You go right ahead. I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna write an angry Twitter post.
I have our friend Dave, who is also into the dolphins. He is a biologist who's did a lot of time studying spiders.
Yeah, see, a lot of them I get orb weavers too. The orb weavers I actually haven't gotten a lot this year, which is really weird. There is one that always ends up building a web. Fun fact about orb weavers. I know you don't like spiders, but it is kind of cool to find out. So orb weavers, the reason why they're called orb weavers because they make the giant circular webs. They break their webs down every single night and rebuild those webs every single night. That's fucking impressive. I don't care who you are. And when they sleep during the day, they look so cute. They look like little bats. I found one by accident. I thought it was a teeny tiny bat. Turns out it was a spider. Spider better do the job or they get fired. Yes, it's 100%. I literally will tell them because the thing is, it was Carl, my bathroom spider, that I really established this with. Good night, Desert Jack.
Night, Jack.
So I had a spider in my house, during the pandemic. He lived for about 2 years in my house.
But did you buy your Yaira ogre?
Huh? Sure for Lent, so I'm currently enjoying freedom from an unnecessary drama, right? I'll tell you right now, it's happening all over the place now. It's all cesspools. Little bat nope, big spider nope.
You see, I'm cool with bats. Bats are fine. They're adorable. Flappy sky puppies, hello. They're adorable.
There's a type of beetle that looks like a bat, and it's called a doodle bob. Yeah, it's so cute. I'm gonna look it up. But
That's what I'm
anyway,
doing.
we scratched our noses together. That was kind of cute. It's like we're connected. Um, Carl came about completely by accident. So during the pandemic, when I was stuck at home, um, I realized I went to pull open my curtains one day in my bathroom, and I realized a spider web was attached to them. But that spider was all the way up in this little tiny window, and I have a septic tank, so flies. Penny, I'm moving slowly so you don't fall. Okay, flies are very common when you have a septic tank. Okay, so I was like, I'll let it live. It'll kill the flies. And that preceded the long saga of Carl, who was not very big because she did not get a lot of food. She did not eat a lot at all, but what she did eat, she was very neat. Like out of all the spiders that have been around me, she is the neatest of them all. She kept her web pristine. And I always said, and it was the craziest thing from 2020 to late 2021, I would say to her, I'd be like, Carl, we have an agreement. You can live there as long as you don't do two things. And I'm not joking when I say this. I kept pulling my curtains open, and she would continually create the web again on the curtains. And so one day, my hand to God's ear, I said, bitch, you put your web on my curtain one more time, I'm ripping the whole fucking thing down and I'm killing you. She never touched my fucking curtains again. The web never touched my curtains again. And I would say to her, I'd be like, Carl, you're going to stay up there. You come down here, that means you want to die. I said, the day you want to die, you better show your ass up right in front of me. For 2 years, that spider stayed in that window. And then one day, she went up into the corner of the room. Then she went into the other corner. Then she went into the other corner. And I was like, what is she doing? And then one day I was using the restroom, and I looked down, and there between my feet is a spider crawling extremely slowly, like dragging itself across to me. So I call Starman in. And I figured all that out now. Yes, but at the time I was still kind of new to septic tanks. I've been here 5 years now, going on 6, so it's a little different now. Matter of fact, the Ides of March is the celebration of when Starman and I moved in here. So we have 2 celebrations for this house. We moved in and then when we bought it. But anyways, so I call Starman and I'm like, does that look like Carl to you? And he looks down. He goes, I think that's Carl. Yeah. And he'd been telling me for years to kill her. But she'd been killing the flies up until that point. I turned to get my phone. This motherfucker stomps on her. I said, I wanted to take a picture before she died. He's like, too late now. I actually cried a little bit because I'd had this spider for 2 years. So that was how this all started.
Carl had the spider like it was a pet.
Oh, yeah. I love to torture my friends with it because she kept getting bigger and bigger. Like when she would grow, I would wait till the sun beamed in on the bathroom. I'd pull the curtain back and I'd take a photo of her in the web. And they'd be like, Cassie, something's wrong with you. I'm like, listen, I talked to Carl while I'm in here. I love to fuck with her. I would love to sit there. I'd pull it back. I'd wait till she was right in the middle of the web and I go, just to watch her like fly back into the little nest she had. It was funny. It was entertainment, okay? It was a pandemic. Jameson is right about spiders. Yeah. Joe, I can't remember how his name goes. I know the name. Because
one might say it would have been a flattering picture.
How dare you all insult Carl's good name? She was a fabulous exterminator. She followed her duties wonderfully. You just all crueled my little Carl. Carl, you can't get down from the window like that. All I know is, lady, it is 2:22 and we're getting to the goofy stage because I can see you tired too. That spider drained you. Like you had all the energy and then Charlotte had to come knocking on your door.
Worse, now I'm looking everywhere to make sure there isn't another one.
I can
The joys of arachnophobia, people. And when someone says they're an arachnophobe, most of them don't mean it. They just mean they don't like spiders.
I had to get over it, although I will say I'm great until one touches me. I had to force, because living here, you before I freaked out if there was a spider even in my vicinity, like at all. But between my house in Rhode Island and then living in North Carolina, you get forced into getting out of that. Like the first time I saw a roach. Warning to anyone, if you've never lived in the South, North Carolina and South Carolina, Roach City. I used to have a panic attack at just the sight of a roach. Now I'm just like, 5 alarms, someone come crush this motherfucker before I have to crush him. Like, you just get so dead into it. They're palmetto bugs. No, they're fucking assholes. David.
Yeah, no. I lived in Ohio for a while, and I had to deal with them a lot more there because of the humidity. I swear, humidity breeds more and larger bugs. And part of why I live in Montana. Wait until you meet anything from Australia. Yeah, I've seen the things they have in Australia. Those hawk spiders? No.
It's the hunting spiders for me. The hunting spiders. They're literally the size of a shovel.
They eat they eat literal birds. Literally eat birds. No.
My ex
the spider webs. Oh my god.
Oh, let me tell you something. So one of my friends, before we go, so this one freaked me out. I'll tell you right now, if this was me, I would have been upset. A hogna was on her back door handle. If you don't know what a hogna is, close your eyes, horror. Don't look. I'm gonna get it up now. There is. I'm gonna show it to you guys. All right. This is gonna be the final. It was a big one. This was a big one. Close your eyes. See this? The size of the door handle itself. This was on the back of her doorknob. See how it says Hogna carolinensis? Because that's what we're known for. Is these big ass motherfuckers.
No, you can keep it.
That's a small one. The one in that person's hand, that's a little one compared to what the one was. See, because see how their head comes up a little bit? See how their head comes up like that? Motherfuckers. And she sends me a picture, and I was like, she's like, what is this? Do you know what it is? I know we're frozen for a second. And I was like, I know what it is. Do you know what it is? And she was like, no, it's just evil. I was like, just kill it and get rid of it. And it literally was sitting on her doorknob. I don't know why it was. It just, I guess, had a vendetta against her. I don't know. Not into all that shit. And that was like, you get used to them. For lack of a better term, you get used to them here. It's not fun. But you learn. Best way to put it. Best way to put it. You learn to do it. And just like how I will not learn to get used to spicy food, she has made sure she'll never learn to get used to spiders. And I don't blame her. Everyone's got their thing. I'm personally happy that the sight of one doesn't render me speechless, because I do know people. Someone nearly got me in a car accident once.
I nearly jumped out of a moving vehicle once.
She was driving all of us. And one about that big. I'm not joking. We're talking like pinprick swung right in front of her while we were driving. And she went, whoop! And I was like, ah, fuck, we're going to die. Mind you, she threw the wheel and went like this. And we're all like, grab the wheel! Like, just shut up!
I can, after the initial scream and violent back away, eventually return back to the spot and kill the spider, if necessary. However,
not either.
I would prefer not to. And I especially prefer if someone else kills it that they reassure me that they did in fact feel its little exoskeleton pop so that I know it is dead without a doubt.
The pop is what bothers me because while I agree, it's the sound and the feel of popping it.
I don't have to hear it. I don't have to see it. I just need to know. I need that reassurance
Knowledge.
that the other person did in fact pop its little body so it will not be returning from the trash can.
Thank you, Robust. Nobody understands this. They're like, you're just going to build your immunity up to it. I'm like, I don't want to. You're telling me I have to go through months to years of torture so that I might enjoy it. No.
I love spicy food.
My toilet and my butt do not need that kind of treatment. Neither does my tongue. Oh, I hate the feel. The feel is, and then the feeling in my stomach. Let me see.
I'm sad.
I'm sad. Don't leave me. We gotta go to bed sometime. Plus, if you want me to stream tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's probably going to be in bed because he's working overnight, so he doesn't care if you stream tomorrow.
He can watch the replay. We have good replay. It's literally poison. That's some people like, right? It's your body's
poison.
I can smell you through the screen. Oh, thank you. I love you too. Well, alrighty, guys.
Well, now they're just repeating themselves.
Yeah, I mean, they when it comes to the people on Kick, I gotta say this, guys. You really suck at the insults. We get it. We're fat. We get it. You think we smell? Come up with something better. I mean, at least one guy went for the buck teeth.
Yeah,
that wasn't too bad. But what in the 100 genders? That
one was a good one. I will give him that one.
I had to put that up on the screen. That was a good one. But the rest of you fucking suck.
Yeah.
See, again, you only said that because I talked about it. Get original, motherfucker. Come on. Come at me for something you know about, but you weren't here to find it out. So
you just have to come back next time and try again.
Aw, shucks. Go ahead, baby. Anyways, so, Horror, why don't you take us out?
All right. Tomorrow I will... Not 100% sure how tomorrow's going to work out. I'm supposed to do movie night with the people in my gilded. So we're going to watch... I don't know what we're going to watch. And then normally I do... what's it called? What is it? Party Animals with my friend Brahma, and the rest of his friends. Then Wednesday, there will be no midweek hump, so I will probably play Nightingale because that's a free night in which I can play Nightingale, and I love those. Thursday will be part 2 of The Shadow over Innsmouth. I don't know how far into it we are. We're about... probably... I don't know. But either way, it's going to be 3 or 4 parts. So stop by. Good move, or it's a good book so far. It's just getting interesting. On Friday, more Nightingale. On Saturday will be Neverwinter Nights, and on Sunday, more Nightingale. In case you can't tell, I really love Nightingale. Right. On Monday, we'll be back here, having fun, chatting, and doing what we do. So, what do you got?
Shiesty's trying so hard and failing so miserably. My God.
It's like he thinks we care about him or something. If only his mother loved him.
I know, right?
He wouldn't be here bugging us. But I'm sure the people at the jail love her. So.
Well, someone's gonna get their snuggle with a struggle in sometime.
That forced intimacy.
It was a unwilling intimacy. Shicey's wanting that unwilling intimacy with the man down the block, and I mean, he's trying so damn hard. Hard. Here's what I will tell you. I understand, guys. You're not used to females noticing you. It's okay. We'll give it to you. But either way, thank you guys for watching today. As for me, you will see me tomorrow at noon. Ish. For is it on Kick? Yeah, because of course it is, because the only place that these people can even try is on Kick. They got nothing else in life. And here's what I will tell you guys. I should be on tomorrow. I will go over more about the new structure of what I'm going to be doing.
After she figures it out.
Right, like after I figure it out, because once again, I mean, I still have a job. I am the social media person, so no matter what, I'm going to be running things. We just gotta figure it out from there. You're gonna see me tomorrow. I am going to try to get these videos edited because now I don't have to wash no dishes. I don't gotta cook no food. I don't gotta manage no store. I'm gonna do no payroll. So I'm gonna try to get these videos out very, very quickly. I want to thank all the new people, like all 110 of you that whatchamacalls it, that have shown up. And Madam Stars is having an aneurysm, right? Because there's bro says you missed my whole
Everything.
bro. When we turn it off, just fast, like rewind to the first 20 minutes of this stream where I went over all the bullshit and and the good shit she talked about. And then I know Mother to Smothered hasn't happened in a hot minute. Hopefully it will this Sunday because I'm not going to be working. And so I should be on, not a problem. And then next Monday you will see me back here with the beautiful, the charming, the lovely StarMorata. Otherwise, guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. I hope to see this crowd next week as well. It's been really great interaction. And remember to get your animals spayed and neutered. Remember to get the appropriate vaccines for them. And remember people that are important to you, that you love them, and to be safe. So, Horror,
Yes.
I love you.
I love you too.
Be safe.
You too.
Have a safe night, everyone. We love you. Mwah. Good
Bye.
night, everybody.